Hello there. Hi. Happy Saturday, August 31st. I am CP. I am joined by good friend Cecil from the horror show. Cecil,
Howdy, howdy, y'all.
how are you doing?
I am doing fan freaking tastically. How are you, sir?
It's good. It's good. How is your channel doing? That's a better question.
My channel?
Yes.
I'd like to come up with a joke off the cuff, but it's nothing but green, baby. No,
All right.
it's doing pretty well. We're steady growth, small
All right.
growth, but steady
All right.
growth.
So it's what's up, Tim, in the chat. So I ask you this question as a bit of a lead-in. Cecil has no idea of what this is all about. I received a message today. What's up, Beth? A rather cryptic tweet. Somebody asking me to DM them, and made a bit of an offer. I guess I presume is the best way to put it. Please be clickbait. It probably is.
Trying to
Um,
slide up in your DMs, you got people, huh?
So if you look at my sub number, it's not large. It's something that people who aren't monetized are frustrated looking at. But I got Cecil here who laughs every time he looks at it. But I'll tell you what. I'll open with this question for you, Cecil.
Okay.
What would be the cost for you to walk away from the horror show just outright? I'm giving you a check. You're walking away from the horror show, and then we'll get into specifics because I haven't even
I
figured out.
gotta. I listen as an avid fan of Comedy Bang Bang and a veteran of Would You Rather. Um, I have to say, are there any stipulations? Because I have an easy answer to this if there are no stipulations.
I don't know because we can get into that. All right, so let's just say you're walking away from the channel, but I'm buying the horror show from you.
Okay.
So if I want, all the Stephen King bits, if I want all the reactions, if I want all the commentaries, they're now we're George Lucasing it. It's all mine now.
But you're gonna go in and add CGI?
No. I'm George Lucas. 4 billion. Here, Disney. Go ahead. Ruin what I
Wait,
created.
are you offering me $4 billion? Because I'll take that. No, I mean you got it. I mean if that's, I mean I don't value us quite as high as Lucasfilm, but we're close at this point.
All right. So
No,
so no. So that's the stipulation. You're selling not only the
our cattle.
name, the the
Cattle.
the address, access to the account, and what is currently on your channel. What's your price?
But I could walk away and go start Cecil's horror show and just start afresh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. But you,
Um,
but you can't. But I could probably copyright claim you if you tried using old material, because
okay.
I now own your material as of
I could just
what.
re-record all the reviews.
Just
Just
change a little things.
yeah. What are my opinions now? Be
Let
like,
me
he
get the
wants that
thesaurus.
right.
I'll just change this word to this, and we're all set.
I wrote all those comedy sketches. I can change some things around. No, yeah. I mean, that's basically. Hang on, I'm gonna push my camera back a little bit so my head ain't so cut off. Um,
Oh, Cecil's trying to not have a big head. I could have done that here, but I appreciate that.
um,
Now I know I'll get this impending figure like, answer me, Cecil.
one can hope. Um, let's see. I'm trying to see. Oh, now it's
Okay,
way
all
too
right,
much headroom.
okay, all right. So while Cecil decides to fuck
Yeah,
around now.
what was your answer? I mean,
All
I
right,
would
so
honestly. The problem is, I have things that the channel now has led to. So
it's
I
not easy. It's not an easy
no,
answer, right? That's the
no,
best way to put it.
because of the horror show, we're the press for Mad Monster. Because of Mad Monster, I made a super important connection this year. Because of that connection, we're doing the biggest thing we've ever done that we're announcing this year. So
Well,
it's
yeah.
like all of that is tied together.
Plus, it's interesting asking you this question because you now have this little bit of a side project that may make it easier to just say, "Oh, walk
That's the other
away."
thing. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So
Like I've
people
kind of
can't
like
know about that, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
asking you is a little bit more interesting than asking me because it's just like, what?
Yeah, no, but you're not wrong. I thought about that because, yeah, it's like there's a part of my brain that's like, show served its purpose if this works the way I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, if this goes the way I want it to go,
Hmm.
show did its job. It took me
Yeah.
5.5 years, but it got me these things to get us where we wanted to be to do
Right.
what we actually want to
Right.
be doing. So
Right.
I would say right now, my answer would be different than 6 months from now when I know how all of that is really
All right.
going.
All
Do
right.
you know what I
So,
mean?
all right. So let me fill everybody else in. And
Okay.
guys, be ready. What's up, Beth? What's up, Manhammer? What's up, Joey? What's up, James? What's up, Tim? What's up, Ravenmoon? What's up, Cole? What's up, Dezombified? Dezombified. What's going on? Didn't forget about you. What's up, Daniel? What's up in the Believe in the Hype? Zachary, don't do it. Stop. All right. I'm gonna explain it all right now. Here it is. So I got a tweet from somebody saying, "Hey, can you DM me?" And I was like, just DM me. Like, what are you asking me to DM you for? And I said, for what? And the person said, business. And I was like, ugh. And so I was more intrigued than anything. So
They got you.
yeah. Like, I'm like, what is this? Like, I know this is some Nigerian prince thing that whatever. So I simply, I sent out the message, hi there. They reply, hi, I was wondering if you are doing YouTube full time. I said, I am not. Because I'm still like just skeptical and suspicious as hell.
Yeah.
And then it's,
Right.
ah, I was just wondering because I'm currently looking around at channels around your size, which, interesting.
Could go to any channel.
Yeah, whose creators can't afford the time to make the content on the channel and or have lost interest. And I was like, mentally, I'm like, what the fuck you trying to say, bro? Judging by your content, you're just not into it anymore. So the following sentence is basically what I'm looking to do is buy the channel off you. Do you think that's something you would be interested in? And then I reply,
Let's talk turkey, baby.
yeah, I was like, all right, this is bullshit, but let me see how far we can get with this.
I'll bite.
I said, and what do you think a channel of my size is worth to sell anyway? And then he goes off. He goes, it depends on a bunch of things, really. Like, is the channel monetized? Yes. And how much attention is it getting? Not lots. There's no real set price, so it's more of a negotiation kind of thing. Best thing is usually for you to give us a price, because if we give you too low a figure, in your opinion, we don't want to scare you off. I can give you an example of prices we've paid for channels in the past, and then he goes 50,000 subscribers, $4,000. 1,200,000 subscribers, $120,000. That's 1/10. 125,000 subscribers, $12,000. I said, I see. I'll give it a think. So that is what I'm sitting on. How much to walk away from Wiliscredia? And considering they're giving about 1/10, I'm sorry, I'm not selling this channel for $450.
No, no, and that's like, yeah, the a 1.2 million subscriber channel bought for 100K.
Yeah,
A
that's
1.2 million
fishy.
subscriber channel could be making that in not that long. You know, they could be making that in a few months, depending on their view count. You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
that
So-
doesn't make any sense.
Well, plus
unless it was like Pro Jared, you know, like after all of his controversy of, you know, selling dick pic, like someone that just was booming and then controversy hits
Why did you
and
bring
they're
up
out
dick
the
pics?
door. Huh?
Unnecessary to bring up dick pics.
Well, I'm just saying that just Pro Jared is a very unique case on YouTube.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure
okay.
he's the only one to ever get caught with dick pics.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I
you
don't
know,
think there's anyone else that would ever have to worry about that. So
YouTubers come and fall, and well, oh, excuse the pun.
Hmm.
But so you said before, you know, it depends on the stipulations. The stipulations still kind of aren't there in what was said. But considering somebody with 54,000 subscribers sold for what do you say, $4,000? $4,000 for 50,000 subscribers. Yeah,
No, I mean, I'm at 28 and
mm-hmm.
I could make 4 grand even with just what we do in like 6 months. We don't make a lot of money. So,
Mm-hmm.
and if we had the views, say Cody does, I'm sure he would make that a lot quicker. Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense, those numbers,
Yeah,
unless it's someone that has literally abandoned their channel and is like, I'm done with YouTube. I'll take this extra bit of scratch since I'm not building an audience anymore. That's the
mm-hmm.
only circumstance. I'm sure if those figures are real, which they might say, oh, we can prove to you this is the channel that we bought. Okay, what was the circumstances of that purchase? Why did that person want to vacate? What's the deal? Because it's not going to be the same with everyone. If
Yeah,
it's literally I'm done with YouTube and someone just happens to come knocking on my door wanting to buy my channel, okay,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Well. Plus, also, like, there are many stipulations. It's like, all right, do you want the name Wiliscredia? Do you want the address? I mean, because that's one thing, but there's a lot of stuff on here that, this was my creative outlet. YouTube was something like this is what I do for fun. Like, this is important to me. Like, there's sentiment to what I'm doing. Then on top of things, you factor in super chats, Patreon. That's not in the YouTube link. That's stuff that's extra. I guess, like you said, if you start Cecil's Horror Show, that you just kind of that
Pivot.
follows you over, right? But there's stuff where, like, I've done videos that I I would feel weird. I would feel weird George Lucasing them being like, yeah, well, the white slavers took Wiliscredia and that is a literal George Lucas quote for those of you. It's just in case you
Wow.
think he called Disney white slavers when they gave him $4 billion. So it's out there. Go ahead. Just Google George Lucas white slavers. He referred to Disney as white slavers after.
I mean, once upon a time, sure, but everyone was back then. I mean,
Yeah, it was America. That's what it was.
yeah, what? So
So yeah.
Disney is America. Surprise, surprise.
So all right. So to you, Cecil. Let's just say your side projects are working out pretty well, and perhaps you have less time. What was funny was the person made it sound like the person clearly didn't look into anything. I literally had just uploaded a video, and it's just like, dude, I'm functional. I got a weekly show where, I bounce around. I talk. I don't. Yeah, lost interest. Maybe there's some stuff out there that could be better, but I'm active.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stings a little bit. But I know it was just a Nigerian prince equivalent type deal. But genuinely asking you, Cecil, if something else worked out outside there, and you have little to no need for the horror show, what's your price?
Um, well, first I would see if Fuego wanted to do a counter offer, whatever the offer was, so he could continue Hale and just take it over. Because half of the audience that watches Hale just want him to run the channel anyway. They're like, "Why doesn't Fuego just do everything?" And I'm like, "Because Fuego won't do anything when it comes to the comparison of what I do for the channel."
Getting him to get a mic is quite laborious. I don't know.
He finally figured out the thing for his own Hale yesterday, and it actually sounded really good because
he sounded good last week on the show business.
He plugged it in and he actually had it next to him. I'm like, it doesn't matter if you plug the mic in and still sit across the room from it.
Yeah. Baby steps, baby, baby steps.
And then I figured out why his audio was changing when he was plugging in his headphones, because he was using phone headphones. So it would switch to the mic hanging from his earbud.
Okay. Sure.
That's why that kept happening.
Oh, wait. So Luke, Razorwire Review says, apparently Pro Jared dropped a massive video providing his proving his innocence, and everyone else has done a 180 on him.
Not
So
everyone's done a 180, but that is true. He did just drop that.
that appears to be a common narrative lately, where people say, "Hey, everything's okay. I didn't do massive terrible thing blank." Andy Signor. Andy Signor. Andy Signor. 10 people. 10 people.
Yeah, still just ignoring the rest of them, but addressing one.
No, listen, I didn't physically assault anyone. I just was ultra creepy with 10 girls. I'm okay now. Everything's fine. I'm working on myself. 100,000 subscribers. Let's celebrate, baby. Hey,
That's
I'm back.
the thing. Pro Jared, yes, he did provide his evidence for some things, but he did also admit to setting up a separate thing called Sin Jared, where he could solicit nudes from members of his audience.
That's Pro Jared?
That's Pro Jared.
With the 2 chicks?
Yes, that's Pro Jared.
I actually know that. I don't know the usual YouTube stuff. I know this story.
Yeah, so he dropped a video explaining it, but he also admitted to having that Sin Jared, and he's like, anyone that I solicited nudes from, I always asked if they were 18 first. I'm like, that's okay, yeah, maybe not exactly what you were told about, but that's still pretty, like, wow, you're still using your audience to get nudes, even though you're trying to make sure they're over 18. That is using your position of power in a nefarious way.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say doing a 180 on him is exactly what people are doing.
I feel like if I sold my channel, it wouldn't be fun to make videos anymore.
I could see that, but you know me, CP. I'm brimming with ideas, so coming up with new stuff to do wouldn't be really hard for us.
So let's pretend that is a stipulation where you're no longer a YouTube personality. You've got or maybe like
they're buying me out of YouTube entirely. That's a different price.
Or maybe a no compete clause where you gotta stay off YouTube for 3 months, 6 months. The good old wrestling.
Long enough to make my movie.
Yeah, so
really, because then I come back big and strong with something huge to drop. You know what I mean? That's fine.
Are we speaking in euphemisms or?
Well, I'm working on a film. They know I'm working on a film. That's as much as I can say.
I was talking about something else. I was trying.
I
was trying to pro Jared
time,
myself
no.
there. Hey.
I wasn't that time, no. But earlier I was. Yeah, you got that one.
Sir Hatchporch says, "I think this is a common YouTube scam." Yeah, like I'm intrigued to take it further and just be like, or I part of me wanted to just swing and go in the other direction. Like, you know what? This is a passion of mine. This is what I do, for certain elements of many outlets of my life. All right, so what's it? All right, if they're asking me to walk away from it, I'm going to retire. $2.5 million. There's your price for Wiliscredia and all its content, and for me to walk away. I'd like to walk away and maybe be creative somewhere else. Maybe I'll go back to the stage and actually perform in front of people. Fuck.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a thing about being around people. It's funny being dude, what? I'm just curious, and you don't have to go into this. I know it's not the point of the stream, but going from being a stand-up comedian to now it feels like you're a bit more of a homebody. You don't like to go out in the public that much. What happened? Was there a reason?
Suicide.
That's specifically what it is.
Yeah, I have PTSD. My therapist said I have 3 moments of PTSD. My father's suicide made me mild agoraphobic. So like if I'm in Walmart and too many people are around, I get a little whatever. Which evidently I was mild agoraphobic anyway. Because
did they make it a direct association there as to why? Like,
I don't
why
something
that
in your
affected
brain,
you that
way? Something in your brain about fight or flight, and when you're anxious, you go back into hide in a corner mode, like almost literally. And this was when I was performing regularly. This was the case anyway. Like, here it is, it's a room full of people. I mean, the ego stroke, the fact that you're in a house full of 500 people, you're the only one allowed to talk. If somebody talks, they get kicked out. That's quite a trip. But when I was done performing, I wanted nothing to do with. Like it was almost like prostitution. Like, listen, I gave you what you came for. Get away from me. I don't care about
You
your
finished
kid.
on me. Let me dry up
Yeah,
and get out of here.
yeah. I gotta go brush my teeth. Please just leave me alone. But and I I lost a lot of comedian friends. Nobody that's really a big deal. But when you're traveling on the road, I'm a nobody. There's a guy who's a slightly bigger nobody. A lot of people thought that I was standoffish because I would just go back to my room after the show and not hang out. And it wasn't really personal. It was just me. It was just so strange. Like, I really enjoy doing stand up. I enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy how it makes me feel, but I don't want to talk to you about it. Like, I don't want to hang out with you after the show and, I got a great joke. Like, in the beginning, like, I dealt with it because I was learning and whatever. And it was just like, all right, let me figure out what bad is, what, just paying dues. So the first, 4 or 5 years, I would hang out with people after the show and, people buy you drinks, which isn't the worst. If you're a drinker, which I'm not really a heavy drinker, I'm a social drinker. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'll buy a drink. Hey, let me tell you a joke, and they're always terrible. It's always like, dude, I literally just got paid your week's salary to do an hour of work, and you're fucking telling me jokes. But no, go ahead, please tell me about the old maid and butter. I can't wait.
So, one more time. Priest rabbit. What is it?
Yeah. Oh, walk into a bar. Okay.
A bar.
Okay. Cool.
That's
I'm with
fresh.
you.
Okay.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. I got it. But yeah, I can't explain it. I know it sounds weird, and
That's not my point. I'm curious about the like physiology and the trying to why did the brain do that based on that? Is it like, oh, being around too many people, the negativity may come down on me and push me into that place? Like, it's an interesting as sort of, someone that's been a people watcher his whole life.
It's a lack of control.
Is that what it is?
Control.
Okay.
What's funny is, as far as performing is concerned, I want as many people as possible. When I do comedy, it's based strictly on math. Like, where if there's 1,000 people and I miss with a joke with 10%, that's still 100 people. 100 people, you could still kind of notice that laugh. If there's 100 people, 10%. Yeah, if there's 100 people and only 10 laugh, it's just like, ugh, it's gonna be a long night. If only for math, I wanted the crowds bigger, but with bigger crowds came a lot more possibilities of what type of people I could be interacting with and variables. And that is where it's just like, oh fuck, this this guy might like to shake hands and this guy might like to hug, and there was one time in Cleveland where two no, it wasn't Cleveland, it was Columbus. Two unattractive women who had a good time and liked that I joked
They get the
about
fist bump.
Yeah. What's funny, 90% of my comedy career, I've been with a girlfriend, married, something like that. My stage persona is single. I'm a single guy who has a hard time with women. Yeah. I open my act with any single ladies out there, and it's usually quiet. I tend to say it fast, too, so sometimes people are like, what did you say? On purpose, so people are quiet, and I'm like, see? Now you know I have a hard time with women. Or if somebody claps, I'm just like, oh, of course, it's my sister. But, to open it up with I'm playing into this single guy who can't get a date thing, and they ate it up like it was reality TV. And after the show, they're like, oh my God, can you take a picture with us? And I'm like, I don't know who I am. What the fuck do you care who I am? And then one of them said to the other, get a marker so he can sign our tits. And I was just like, no. They weren't attractive, nor were they thin. I'll put it that way. So it would have. I wouldn't have known where to start and
Oh my
finish.
God.
And like it just it weirded me out on a number of fronts. Like it made me feel weird, first of all, because I'm not famous. Like it was just, dude, I most of that was a joke. Here's my girlfriend, by the way. I stop, just stop. And part of it was just like I don't like this experience. I'm a big ego dude. I love the ego stroke of doing comedy, but at the same time, I don't like this. I don't like the word fan, like celebrity, that kind of stuff. It's nice. It's nice. It's a good feeling, but we're just people. Let's we're just people. Let's relax. Let's not get crazy about it. And on top of things, I didn't want my flesh touching anybody else's flesh, especially in that regard. And considering the size of the canvas, I don't know. I would. So what do you want? You want the Declaration of Independence, or what do you want me to put on here? Because I got some space.
I had a lot of things running through my mind. I chose to laugh instead of saying any of them. So, yeah, it's funny actually. You bring that up, and it makes me think of the radio station I listen to here locally, the morning show. One of the guys, the older, he's like in his 50s, and he's pretty out of shape, and they always make fun of him because at the events they do, the main guy Holmberg will tell Brady, this guy, he's like, you can always tell. If you're a fan and you want to know if you're attractive or not, go up to Brady and say hi. If he gives you a hug, you're attractive. If he goes for the fist bump, you know you're ugly.
Yeah.
It's such an obvious delineation with certain people that have that sort of attraction from fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
And I'll bet he's not the only one that does that too.
Yeah, I don't like attractive girls.
What?
Let me
Huh?
rephrase that. When I was working, I didn't like attractive girls because I didn't. It just it messed with me. Like I said, 90% of the time, I was spoken for, and attractive girls, trying to hook up with a comedian, it just felt weird. I'm not the same way about one night stands and stuff like that. I'm being very genuine when I say that there's no punchline coming, and that stuff
clearly
would make me uncomfortable. And it's
no coming at all with this.
Yeah, no coming. There's no finish. But yeah, like I'd rather somebody like when people would talk to me about comedians, like I felt better. Like it's weird. In a doctor's office, I prefer a female. I prefer a female doctor or nurse or something because they seem to be more endearing, empathetic. I don't know. I stereotype. I stereotype very, very harshly in certain situations. Like I'm in pain. I want a girl to say, "Aw," like that's the deal. But like in a work environment in the comedy clubs, I didn't like talking to girls like for a myriad of reasons. Like, dude, I do a lot. I do 10 minutes on porn, and then girls would say stuff.
That's
like,
longer than most guys.
Yeah. So like I'm joking about porn, and then they'd be like, oh, I've got some toys, and it's I'm not trying to blow smoke, but there's been at least like 5 or 6 times where girls have been like, I can show you a thing or two to that effect, and it's just been like, yeah, no, those are jokes, sweetheart. That's all.
See, you need to subscribe to the to Ralph Garman's philosophy, which is make them laugh, make them breakfast.
Yeah. And like that was the other thing too. Like that other thing too. Like, dude, I want to be alone. Like when I was done with my set, like I would bring a DVD, a Blu-ray. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna do my set. I'll get a drink because you get 2 drinks. You get dinner free at the club, and then there was times where I'd have my evening planned. Like I was such a fucking nerd. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get chicken fingers. I'm gonna bring them back to the room. Have my vanilla Coke. I'm gonna watch fucking Mission Impossible 3. Get a good night, and then get out early in the morning. And then here's Susie what's her tits, who's all like, I have a double-ended dildo that you could probably do whatever, and I'm like, sweetheart, you're holding me up. Philip Seymour Hoffman is incredible in that movie, and you're talking to me about sex toys, and I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Now, I have to do a tiny bit of damage control. First up, if the Wicked One is still in the chat, what up, brother? But Beth S. says, I always get fist bumps, LOL. So let me say that there is a flip side to why a guy would give you a fist bump without being ugly. And again, that was that one guy from the radio. But if you are too attractive and they have a significant other watching, you're going to get a fist bump as well. Yeah. So it could, don't assume which one that is.
Exactly. And that plays into it too. Attractive girls make me nervous, like just for so many different reasons. Like, it's just, it's easier. Like, I'm joking about you having sex. I'm joking about you coming. That there's no chance of us. There's nothing there. Like
like you and me?
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to burst a bubble. But like I like joking like that with people. And attractive girls, like if they play back, even if it's just flirtatious, just to be joking. Like I used to hate performing with female comedians because like it would ruin me because I'm a little susceptible. Like I'll fall for the twinkle of the eye, and I'm like, shit, I'm broken.
Tractor beam.
Yeah. She's joking, but I can't decipher. I can't. I think she likes me. No, she's definitely just joking, but I can't.
Separating those two things are hard, man.
Yeah. It's easy for me to say, just relax. I'm kidding. But if the girl's pretty enough and she's doing the same thing, I'm like,
you're like, are you kidding?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I know you're kidding, but like, are you kidding?
Yeah, man. Imagine like us getting wasted and sleeping together. Oh, that's crazy. But no, which room would it be in? Yeah. No, it's a lot easier if there's like either a relationship developed or like, and it's terrible. It's like I don't know. It's beauty. What's the word for racist against beauty? It's beautist. It's I don't know. White privilege, beauty privilege. I don't know. I don't.
Well, there's got to be a term for it. Let's come up with it.
Prejudice against beauty.
Attractivist. It's almost like activist. You're an attractivist. Believe in the Hype says, plus guys have to watch hugging women nowadays. There's a famous anime voice actor who's going through some shit because he hugged his fans. Yeah. I've heard some other things about that guy. You're talking about Vic Mignogna. And I watch too many news things on YouTube, apparently, because I know all of these things that Philip DeFranco has covered. But yeah, it's that's in today's era. Everyone's got to be careful with everyone. You know what I mean? But I do believe that guys especially have to be very careful. It's funny, the same radio show I listen to is very chauvinist. I won't deny that. But they came up with a funny bit that was like, last year when all of this was popping off, they're like, screw it, we just got to change everything. Now you can't even say hi. It's just, if someone says hi to you, just go, acknowledge female. And then keep walking. Yeah. Like, just remember, acknowledge female, acknowledge female, acknowledge female. And that's it.
I haven't performed on stage in 2 years, but the climate has gotten very different. And there's things that, I mean, even towards the end, that clubs started putting in hot words. There was words that you just could not say, regardless of context or whatever. And like the comedy student in me was what would George Carlin do right now? What would Lenny Bruce do right now? Like this, we're First Amendment. We're protected by this shit.
If I may, though, if you still haven't watched Chappelle's new special, he's stepping on that line, man.
How new?
The brand new one from like 3 days ago.
Okay, I have not. Okay, you're the third person that told me to watch it.
It's so good. Okay. He does a whole bit about the LGBTQ community, about how like L's, B's, G's, and T's are all in a car together, but they don't necessarily want to get to the same destination and shit like that. And he starts going through what each one wants from his perspective. And it's so entertaining, but it's like he's going to piss so many people off with this.
Dude,
but I
yeah,
just love he's the one guy right now that is still pushing it and just doesn't seem to give a shit.
Dude,
and he shouldn't, because again, I've always been more forgiving of comedians that make mistakes than anyone else. There are the rare exceptions. I don't think that Kramer was being a comedian when he was yelling the N-word at that guy. I don't think that's the same thing as comedians doing their material and getting shit for it.
Yeah.
Those guys, the guys that are doing their material and getting shit for it, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But what Kramer did is not that. So I have to be very clear on my delineation. Fair enough.
I slightly disagree. Words. You know what? No, you're right. No,
that was intense.
Yeah. Let me take back what I said, because I do agree. The context in that fashion was not pretty, but context when it comes to words, you can't give words that much value. Which is, if somebody took a lot of what I say and a lot of what I do, CP, the characterized version of Charles, like you would think I'm this chauvinist piece of shit scumbag, and that's not the case. I mean, I can't tell how many times, Emily gets pissed for me holding the door for her, and
really,
yeah.
Oh, I pride myself on doing that still, because there's still a lot of women out there that are like, oh wow, no one does this anymore. I have yet to hear someone go, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Like,
no. She's not like ultra feminist about it. She's just like, you called me a cunt 2 hours ago. Let's toe the line here. Don't swing in the other direction.
I open doors for cunts too.
Yeah. It's just don't judge me on words I said in jest, and maybe perhaps really dig deep on what the point is, on what I'm trying to say. Sure, I might be saying that something like Bill Hicks was like a surgeon with language, where you'd watch him for half an hour, he would joke about maybe 3 topics, and he'd hit hard. And when you're done and you process it, you're like, man, that guy's a genius. What he just did, he cursed, he said some weird shit. And to put it in the simplest terms, he would joke about a guy who didn't like him doing jokes about Christians, and a guy who after the show would push him and go, "Come here," and he goes, "Doesn't that just say it all right there?" The guy would push me and say, "Come here," because he's pushing you away. Saying, like it was. That's all you needed to know about Bill Hicks. That one little joke, and it was just like, "Yep, all right." I didn't mean to. Sorry, Cecil. I didn't mean for this to be a comedy thing.
I love talking comedy with you. Honestly, you're the only one I get to talk about it with. So I know it's not exactly what the stream was meant to be, but everyone seems to be on board for the conversation.
So I'll say if I were back to being active, if I had 6 months of really focusing and getting back to it, and because I was working as a comedian enough, not comfortably, but to work. Like it was what I did, and I had 4 days off, that was always a sweet gig. Thursday through Monday Thursday night through Sunday night were my work nights, and then Monday through Thursday afternoon was my weekends. Sweet deal. The money wasn't spectacular, but I lived off of it, which was nice. So if you were to tell me that were, plan B, to walk away from Wiliscredia and start, Charles Patterson, the comedy network.
Get a stage name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There is a comedian called CP.
Really?
Yeah, on
go
YouTube.
With Chucky Patterson, and you'll be you'll get that Chucky name recognition.
Somebody sent me a message saying, "Hey man, I YouTubed comedian CP, and it's a black guy. Is something up?" And I'm like, no. There's another comedian who calls himself CP the comedian. So that is not me. Those are my initials. CP is an exaggeration of me, Charles. Before I lead into you, I don't know. To walk away from it, if I knew that I was back to pre-father's suicide working, it wouldn't take that much. But this is my creative outlet, so it's a lot harder for me to, like, the value changes just so much, like, depending, like seriously, right now with the way things are going right now, 1.5 million. And that's with the understanding that I don't have access to any of the videos anymore. So I'll turn it to you, and let's just assume that your slightly future plans seem to be okay.
Okay.
What is the number for you? And again, you're a bit bigger. You're 7 times, 8 times my size?
Subscriber wise, yeah.
But not elsewhere.
Not necessarily in the views, but
no. I meant, come on, see.
Well, no, I mean, this is not a bitter thing. You just attract a bigger percentage of your audience than we do.
No, I just have a bigger penis is what I was going for, and you ruined it. You idiot. You fucking, you comic hatchet, you stupid fuckface. How dare you?
There's jokes that are within the realm of reality that are funny.
He's all taking it seriously, and he's like, there's
jokes that no one are going to buy or even laugh at because they're so outside the realm of possibility.
And that's what makes it fun, because they're easy to tell, because it's like everybody knows that this shit's fake. Like,
yours might very well be bigger. I can't tell because I'm uncircumcised, so it hides during the day.
Well, I'll take a picture, but it's going to be flaccid.
Well, here, let me get my ASMR going. CP, take those pants down.
Well, I am in the studio. I guess this is the right opportunity.
If only people knew. All right, so to answer your question, that's the best joke all night. So
which might get a couple of laughs from other people.
Okay, so I would say if you're asking 1.5, then I have an excuse to ask for more.
Yeah, of course.
Ideally, though, this other project, if this is the gateway I'm hoping it's going to be, then this really would be the launching pad. And here's the thing, though. I'm planning to pivot. If this goes the way I want, there are plans for the channel that I need to discuss with the audience.
Right, but this is real. Like, this is real.
This is real.
Like, this is a possibility.
This is not. Yeah, this is not for your bullshit hypothetical.
Dude, clickbait discussion, please. Thank you.
No, legitimately, I would use it more as a vehicle. I would probably legitimately hand it off to Fuego after a fashion and use it as a update platform for my projects. Because my projects would have followers of their own, and they would need a nice place to go to on YouTube in order to do that. Now, if what you're proposing, back in the fantasy that we're talking about, I would no longer be able to use this as that platform, so I would have to make a new platform. But that is the way I'm thinking of it right now. So I'm still going to always be involved in the channel, and I'll still jump on for reviews I absolutely have to talk about. Oh boy,
what are you laughing at now?
Open the door for some circumcision comments.
Yeah,
it's just a thick sweater. I've been called turtleneck my whole life. You're not going to bother me.
Turtleneck. I've not had a man with
a foreskin. Almost. I was keen to experience it, but I wasn't meant to be. Honestly, you can't tell when the deed is going on. It looks exactly the same. The only difference is you don't need to get gooey with me.
Yeah, the problem is with foreskin, you get a little aftertaste. If
it's not taken care of properly, what kind of man are you? Good Lord.
No, I don't have
It's
foreskin.
like any woman that doesn't take care of themselves. You're going to get
Listen,
that Flamunda cheese.
again, you're stepping on my fore and after.
Damn it.
That's all
Well,
I
how am
was
I
shooting
supposed
for.
to know?
I don't know. Have a comedic mind, you fuck. That's two in 10 minutes.
Pull up a sign that say, I'm going to tell a joke.
Yeah,
Like
I'm just gonna point like neon. Don't take seriously.
Yeah, no, but anyway, yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing. I don't have to worry about getting the lube out when everyone else does. So that's nice.
So your channel,
Oh,
what's the
right.
price? The price.
If I had to sell it, quite honestly, and I didn't have access to it anymore, I would need reparations. So, yeah, maybe 3 million, maybe
3
3
million,
million,
huh?
because I could fund probably two of my other projects with that and really get my ball rolling. You know what I
Mm,
mean? All
yeah.
foreskin lives matter.
Yeah. Keep in mind, people, we're talking. Well, we're talking about channels that Cecil doesn't have a play button, and I'm not even 1/20th of the way there, and that's what we're doing means to us.
Believe it
So,
or not, that play button is a big goal of mine.
well, it's always
When
once
people
you hit,
unbox that shit, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I'm
yeah,
drooling.
yeah.
When Felix hit 100 million last week, he got married. He hit 100 million subs. He got 2 million on his subreddit, like all in 1 week. And I'm
Felix.
PewDiePie. So he,
I'm
those
like
of us in the
Raiders.
know
Raiders has got a ton.
call him Felix because that's his name, just like Jacksepticeye is Jack. So anyway, that was a dumb joke to me. YouTube fans will like that. But yeah, no, I mean that's huge, dude. I mean the golden play button, the silver play button, all of that shit would be great to have up there because we've put in 5.5 years worth of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like to have to start all that over again. When I started Shut Up, I Like It, I thought that it would go quicker. I only uploaded like 2 episodes to it because I'm so distracted doing all the shit for this channel.
Yeah.
But, I technically do have another channel that's out there that I could just pivot over to, and it's still a good name. Shut Up, I Like It. I still stand by.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's something about having this established audience with all the established stuff.
See, I'd be more inclined to. I mean, I don't know what this person's, again, it feels like a scam. For those who don't know, somebody sent me a message on Twitter on the tail end of a video that has about 100 views for the record. So I don't know how the fuck, like, where did you find me is my question. And made me an offer to sell my channel. And we didn't really get into details because I was just like, nah, I'm not done. I'm kind of in the middle of this. Hold on.
But CP, just hold your thought. This would be a great a great troll thing to do. Create a fake email account and just start emailing the channels you hate to be like, it looks like you're not doing so great. So would you think about selling?
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Well, to kind of play
It looks
into
like
that.
you only schedule your live streams when other people are doing them. Is something going on?
If I had a little bit of financial comfortability, I'd go in the opposite direction. I might create like a network. And I mean, you and I have kind of we've played tennis with an idea similar to this in the past, where I would want to get like a, not unlike, I'm not going to name any sexual predator unification who also talk about video
Not
games
unlike
and
murderous movies. Murderous movies isn't a bad name for a fucking
yeah.
group.
So like a like a little a hub where Emily, just like a group, not unlike Channel Awesome. I said it. I didn't want to say it, and I said it. I'm fucking where it's this main hub where there's these different types of people and I'd be more inclined to do something like that, especially with me like kind of branching out with holy shit, the last 2 weeks of my YouTube life, I want to talk about everything but movies right now because there's been so much drama. I'm like puking movies.
I want to
It's
jump
just,
on and do some music reactions with you because that looked like
yeah,
fun, man. I want to do that, and
dude.
it's like
Dude, by
obviously
the way,
revenue be damned, but it's still
I was
fun
just gonna say,
when we
dude,
do our karaoke streams. They're so fun. We can't
dude,
monetize any of them, but they're so
and
fun.
my one of them got cunt
What was
worldwide
that? Got what now?
blocked. Cunt. I got all the cunt from the video. The cunt tree, of course, is the best tree. You just have to pick it when it's in season. Um,
That's a little
no,
joke.
but those things get blocked.
Oh,
That's
blocked even?
yeah, worldwide. I did one of them, 60 views, up for 20 minutes, bang, done, worldwide blocked.
Damn.
So the
Even the
music stuff
karaoke doesn't get blocked; it just gets
yeah, like
monetized.
that. Like that's my thing. I have so many videos where it's like, dude, just go ahead, take your whatever YouTube is going to make off this. Just let the video stay up. I get it. It's not my thing. It's their thing. If somehow that helps them, awesome. Let me have my Patreon people and my super chat people. I'm okay with that. Let's 50-50 this shit. But when they block it, it's like, guys, come on. Yeah, come on. Like nobody can make money if you're going to do it this way. And music seems to be so heavy on that. Like, dude, I can throw fucking 20 seconds of fucking Revenge of the Sith up if I wanted to right now. No problems. I can't throw 20 seconds of Katy Perry up.
4 seconds of Katy Perry.
I
Angry
know.
Joe is fighting a copyright claim for 4 seconds of a 30-minute video from a song. 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And so that's why YouTube is actually, the big news last week was that YouTube is countersuing a constant copy strike guy. He's constantly hitting channels for things that he doesn't own. And so YouTube is actually suing him for the first time in order to stop these false copyright claims that all these fuckers are out there doing to make money on the end.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I caught one. I know when I'm using copywritten music, and I know because there's stuff that I do. You'll hear music that I do, but technically, if there are alterations made to it, that's a remix. That's my cut of that song.
I think there has to be a certain percentage of it that's changed versus
right. Oh yeah, no. I'm like literally taking choruses out and changing orders.
It's got to be at least a 50% difference, right?
Yeah, right. It is like it's not start to finish. The middle's out. The back's at the front. Like I do work to stuff. Somebody tried claiming it, and I bullshit, and I fought to claim it, and they let it go, and I was like, grimy motherfucker.
I tell you what you can do. Something that I've been finding that's been helpful. I don't even fight the claims from trailer reactions anymore because you can't watch a whole trailer and react to it and call it fair use because it's not. It's 2.5 minutes. It's the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you're reacting, but that's not the same. So trailer reactions, I get. You can't really fight those. But when you are legitimately using clips for a review and stuff like that,
well, no,
you got to follow the idea of fair use.
Hold that thought. A trailer is merely a commercial.
It doesn't matter.
That's
it doesn't matter. It's a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes worth of material. You're only allowed to use, according to fair use, up to 30 seconds.
But if it's promotional material for something, like if I wanted to react to a McDonald's commercial, they're getting a free I'm using their commercial for free, which they normally have to pay others to use.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they don't have any quality control over who's showing their stuff. They don't let anyone show their stuff. It could be a Nazi channel showing the McDonald's commercial.
You read my mind. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me do
That's what caused the adpocalypse, is because everyone thought PewDiePie was suddenly a Nazi sympathizer because he promoted a channel that had a video where he talked about Nazis in a positive light. So because Felix didn't go back and watch 2,000 videos of this dude's channel, he got painted as a Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
So that caused the adpocalypse because they're like, we don't want our Jergens commercials on a Nazi sympathizer's YouTube channel. Yeah. So that's what fair use is. Dude, you can't just use it because it's a commercial.
Being an entertainer, first of all, when it comes to like politics and people who are a little needy and painful and well, annoying. The right, you're a little obnoxious. You know you're an asshole. The left, you're way too sensitive.
Mhm.
Those are the two
And
loudest
still pretty
portions.
obnoxious.
Yeah. Did I leave out obnoxious? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, like guys, not everybody's like that. Let's have some common sense. You're being ridiculous, both of you. Shut the
Hmm.
fuck up. Let the rest of us just exist because you're ruining it.
Hmm.
Sorry. So
No, you're not wrong. So
Beth, who runs B-Side Records on my vinyl channel. I've had 0 blocks thus far, and I spin records 5 nights a week. How the
get
fuck do you
out
do
of
that?
town. It is vinyl, really? What era of music? Is it like over 75 years old? Are you spinning
Nah,
the
it's just
golden
she's playing
oldies?
like fucking shit from the '80s and stuff.
Really?
Maybe does vinyl run slightly slower than digital?
What is Beth's channel anyway? Let me go.
B-Side Records.
B-Side Records. Let me go.
I think
Subscribe to it.
vinyl and like to the
I
millisecond.
love music channels. Why haven't I subscribed to it yet?
I think vinyl plays slightly slower than digital.
That would do
I
it.
think because it's just algorithm. It's like, okay, so this is 3 minutes 14.7 seconds of a song, but somehow this is 3 minutes 16.2 seconds. It's not.
Now,
This isn't the same song.
allow me this.
Nope.
I know
You're
it
not
wasn't.
allowed.
I know it wasn't the same for you because you said 60 views and boom. There might be a view threshold because
Oh, really?
a lot of her view channels, a lot of the videos are like 29, 20, 40 views. There might be a threshold that they
Oh.
won't even bother looking unless it's over 100 views or something like that.
Okay.
Because they can't. I mean,
Okay.
otherwise, how many channels are they going to police?
Yeah.
Realistically,
You're right.
how many
You're
could
right.
they police?
You're right because my first ginger reaction video.
She does have one here that's got 600 views or 300 views. Her but that's her vinyl record collection. So
That's just-
that's
going
that's not
through it.
music.
That's
So
not playing
there
the
might
music.
be a view threshold. Yeah, her higher views are her collection stuff. So
Intriguing.
I think that might have something to do with it. Because we didn't get claimed for our trailer reactions for a long time. First like year and a half because weren't getting shit for views. Now we're actually getting hit for trailer reactions we did 4 or 5 years ago.
Dude, I get those where it's like you've got a copyright claim, and I'm like,
I actually need to
Wait,
talk to Beth
what?
Ash because I've been considering getting a vinyl player for a long time now because everyone says it's so well. Yeah, if it's not monetized either, Beth Ash, that would make a difference too because you know. But yeah, no, I hear vinyl is a crisper, better sound, but
crisper.
I don't know. That's what I hear.
cleaner.
I hear music is made for vinyl, and so vinyl's better. I've got Fuego in my ear all day long about it, though. But what I'm wondering is, I'm guessing all vinyl players aren't created equal. So do I need to get the old phonograph with the big fucking thing coming out? Like
The needle's important too.
So that's why I need to find out. So.
My personal experience with vinyl is you're losing some bass in
Really?
vinyl. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. Because I wouldn't even listen to regular music. I would just get soundtracks.
And
Only
which-
soundtracks, which are I listen to like the two things I listen to are podcasts, i.e. YouTube as well, and soundtracks because I do so much writing and creating that soundtracks don't bother me because there's no words. So I listen to when I'm reading my superhero comics, I listen to superhero soundtracks. When I'm writing things for my movie, which I almost just said the title of, then I listen to a particular soundtrack, which I almost just said the title of. So but soundtracks, dude, soundtracks are the best. It's like listening to classical music. I will listen to soundtracks and classical music to the cows.
They don't have words, is what you're trying.
Yeah,
to
well,
say.
yeah, because that shit's distracting. But I was also, even when I'm not writing, I was the only Uber driver in Arizona that listened to strictly classical music. And every person that got in was like, "You're the first person I heard playing this music." And I'm like, "Oh, I can change it." And without a doubt, without any hesitation or variation, they were always like, "No." In fact, I even had one dude get in, very, let's say, urban guy. He gets in and listens to the classical music for a minute. He's like, "No, man, I could get down with this." And I'm like, I think you're the first person that ever said you could get down with classic music, but okay.
It's funny how the urban guy had that weird accent. That's strange.
What accent?
Yeah.
That's just how I say. I can get down with this.
I can get down with this.
I
That
can get
was
down with this.
that was
Well, you don't
interesting.
say it like that, CP. I wasn't putting on
Yeah.
an accent. That's just how I. What accent were you referring to?
An urban guy who says, "Oh, I enjoy this music."
I guess I did name the accent.
Yeah.
Oh, Late Horror Show is here. Oh,
What's up,
what's
Late
up,
Late Horror
Dino?
Show?
Never blocks, but copyright claims I get. Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah,
blocked a
and that's
couple times,
fine.
but
Like that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like you wanna take the money. That's fine. Let the video stay up so that we can both. I get people's attention. You get the fucking money. Because whatever, I'm fine with that. I really am fine with that. And
but yeah, enjoy the $5, motherfuckers.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
don't spend it all in one place. Shove it up your ass.
it's just frustrating because, oh, what a pleasant change of pace it's been. Just I'm probably just ignorant and oblivious, but the music community, I'm assuming. Here's what I'll say from the 3 videos that are still up. The metal elitists, holy shit, they don't.
You could tell that from our review of
Lords of Chaos. We had that too. We had that too.
We did the trailer reaction, and we literally made the cold open for our review, us holding up shields ready for the comments. Because I was like, all right, guys, we know what happened with the trailer reaction. We're about to review Lords of Chaos. Get ready. And we all just go, huh! And we hold up our shields. And it's like, dude, we knew what was coming. Ironically, we had probably 1% of the shitty comments on the review that we got on the trailer reaction.
Yeah, it's really strange how metal elitists are so protective. And it's just like, guys, nobody's saying that what you enjoy is, you can enjoy it, but these are my opinions. I'm gonna. No one's gonna tell me how to headbang. Yeah, you got the wrong subgenre, dick. It's Apple Core.
This isn't death metal. This is Apple Core. It's better than anything I could come up with.
It's just like, dude, relax. Forget the semantics and just pay attention to what we're talking about here. Shit.
Apple Core. God damn it. You are the comedian. Fuck.
Yeah, I am.
Sometimes you slip in a joke that I'm just like, fuck, that's a comedian's mind. I couldn't have come up with Apple Core that quickly. That's good.
Some of it is simulated spontaneity, but
Yeah, I know. But that's what a good comedian does.
Well, yeah, that's just recognizing situations. When you repeat something enough times, you're like, okay, so this can go one of 3 ways. Let me have something for at least one of these scenarios. And when it hits, you're like, okay, here you go. Here, look, I'm being spontaneous. You're like, holy shit, where did that come from? That was razor sharp. No, it really wasn't. But thank you. I was hoping you were going to say that. So
it really wasn't, but the plan worked.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you give did you give a number? You
3
didn't
million.
give a 3 million.
I gave 3 million.
And you're walking away from your content.
I would walk away from the content for that, because I think for that, again, I could fund a couple of the other projects I have in the hopper, ready to go. And I think, because I've always been the guy that if I get the money, I'm going to make the money work for me. Recently, my job has been going well, and so I'm making the money work for me. I purchased a row machine for the house. I got Nutrisystem. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making the right moves with the money as opposed to just spending it on frivolous shit. There's a little bit of that going on. I might have a scale baby Audrey 2 coming to the set pretty soon. But, that's the kind of fun I can have. But yeah, man, like, it's allowed me to do these other projects, this extra money, and so I'm thinking on a bigger scale. If someone handed me a check for $3 million, I could make Bracer, I could make Treehouse Defenders, and I could make alternate.
So this CJ Graham signed Jason mask, I use as a chip dish. So just
really,
so it's not I just want to make sure it's not frivolous. So
Sure.
You just got to multi-purpose the stuff that you spend.
Well, see, that's why I rotate my set, because then it excuses the purchase. Oh, it was in an episode. I can write it off.
Tax purposes,
Dude.
Oh, dude, we were.
Shit. I had good taxes last year because of everything I've bought for the show, because the show is making money, and it just so happens that my job is a 1099, so I can run it through my. Through my non-profit, or not my non-profit, but my LLC as well. So it just works out.
If you're leaning on YouTube, it's very easy to prove that you make nothing when you consider like fucking anything, any computer costs, any editing costs, software,
the actual costs of maintaining the website,
right?
All that stuff,
right?
Domain costs.
If you're a movie channel, if you rent Netflix, you could write that off. That's
dude. That's what I had. Last year was the first year, because last year was the first year the show technically made money. So I wrote off my Netflix. I wrote off my my internet because I was streaming stuff.
Yep.
You know, I wrote off every pay to view service, every movie that I bought.
Sure.
Anything that I did an unboxing of on the channel, that is all write-off material.
Yeah.
And it's you know, so there are some benefits of this, you know. It is because I'm using it for the show. It's not like I'm cheating or anything. That's the nice thing. I'm expanding my collection, and I'm just like write off.
Do they make vinyl for everything? They don't make vinyl for everything, but it's gotten a recent resurgence. Which, by the way, my fucking Child's Play soundtrack still hasn't come in. I should really... That was supposed to come out in July. Like, Beth, that's supposed to be here by now, right? Right?
Child's Play. Oh, the vinyl. I should have gotten that. I missed my
best
opportunity.
Child's Play soundtrack yet.
Ever,
Sorry.
for sure. Dude,
Sorry.
That and you know what's so funny is I watched something not long after that, a TV show, and it turned out that Bear McCreary did the soundtrack for... Oh, no, it was Bear McCreary did the sound for the God of War game that came out last year that won Best Game. Like, he is a outstanding scoring artist, man. Bear McCreary. You can go on YouTube and search the Child's Play theme, and you'll see he did a whole video where it shows like 9 windows of each different instrument that he's playing as it comes in. It shows him doing the kids, like the la 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 la, like there's a window of him doing that and stuff like that. It's really
I've seen that video. Yeah, dude,
I've seen that video. Bear McCreary is an entertaining motherfucker. So how much of your house do you write off, Cecil? That's what's sticky. You used to be able to write off your home office, but it would only be the equivalent of that room. But the government changed it where you can't do that anymore, and you also can't write off your mileage anymore. Fucking Trump changed that shit. So you can't write off your mileage if you're a 1099 anymore. So you have
small
to be
business. He's about small business.
My asshole. So you have to be careful. You can't really write off a portion of your house anymore, but any of the expenses associated with it, you might be able to, but I was told it's not worth it because then you have to go about proving that part of your house is your office and all that shit. And it's like, that's just more than I want to deal with. So I'm just going to stick with the provable costs that are obviously on the channel now, which any horror thing that I buy, I do a unboxing for, a haul video. So literally any horror I buy is write-offable because it's on the channel.
And you give them the link. Oh, yep. You don't think I have it? Here you go. Watch this video.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Speaking of provable, Emily and I just sent out some paperwork and photographs to the government.
I was hoping you would have sent off some nuts.
The USC. Shit. Yeah, yeah. This was a tad urgent. This was customs, so we're a little bit closer to Emily being able to travel within the country.
Oh, she can't fly?
She can't fly. I guess technically we can take a bus. I mean, they don't check IDs on buses and shit.
Huh. Wow, right? That's interesting. Right? I don't know. I've CP. I'm successful enough where I don't ride buses anymore.
Yeah.
I have a smartphone. It has Uber on it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
the point?
Right. Yeah. So anyway, it's pretty exciting. You know, Emily's not going to be chained to Long Island for much longer.
That's good
That's all. A little personal news. Exciting. Just exciting to
for her.
for uh, American citizen.
Oh, shit.
What? What's the matter?
Nothing. I just noticed something that I'm not going to address on camera because it would draw attention to it.
My tits? Are they out?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. It's nothing that's going to get me in trouble because it's relatively hidden. But hey, stop looking around for it.
I don't.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I think I understand it.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's nothing funny. It's
Yeah, it's something that could get me in trouble if I
right,
don't
right. I got
hide it.
I got it. So nice, CP. What? I hate the delay. I hate the delay. I break my weed down on my BTS concert DVDs. So LMAO. Sky, you're really into the extracurriculars, huh?
The MJ, the marijuana.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Legalize that shit already.
Legalize it.
Fuck.
They already are. It's a matter of time, bro. It's a matter of time.
Dude.
It's already legal here for medical purposes. It's legal in like what 6 states for recreational. It's a matter of time.
There's this shit that I take as an ex-opioid user for painkillers because I have a disc issue and it's called Kratom, Kratom, and it has opioid tendencies, but it's not. It's not an opioid. It's not unlike it. It's actually a cousin of the coffee plant, but there's no regulation on it. So I'll get it from the computer websites. Certain states have outlawed it because of its similar aspects to opioids, but it's a plant. You really can't overdose off of it. If you have too much, you throw up, and that's the end of it.
That's the same with weed. If you have too much, you pass out.
Right. Well, my thing was what I was going to say was they're not regulating it. Like my thing is, guys, this is better. You can solve the opioid crisis. Regulate this so people aren't putting fucking ecstasy and shit into this because nobody's the FDA isn't looking through it. Because I had a batch where somebody put something that like. I don't know what it is, if it's LSD or what. I had a batch where it felt like everything was echoing and I couldn't focus on anything. And that is not what this plant does. And like somebody mixed it with other shit. So, and it was just like
that happened to me once. I was a pretty heavy weed smoker when I was in college, and
laced it with
we were hanging out with a friend's uncle, who apparently was also a PCP smoker.
Oh,
and he passed his pipe around with weed in it. But it turned out there was some remnants in there as well that we weren't aware of. And so we smoked, and I was like, I've never had my face go numb before. and like he was like, oh, I was smoking something else in here beforehand. And I was like, what? Because that's how I moved at that point. But yeah, man, I am Cassie Hart says I've taken Kratom every day for the last 5 years.
Cassie, on top of everything else, huh? Interesting. Cassie, you and I need to talk about
what you really need, CP, is you need to find an ancient Chinese martial arts master that
Dude,
can
my back is fucking killing me.
Fix your back like Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight Rises, the shittiest of all Batman movies.
Yeah, and so I can climb up a rock circle and. So here's the one thing I regret about my original marriage, not getting my second surgery. So, my L5S1 needed a disc replaced, and my L4. Which the L5S1 is the disc right above your tailbone. The L4 is right above that. And now my C3, I think I have disc degenerative disorder, which means your discs are just deteriorating. But when I had my
you need that treatment.
One more time.
Hobbs and Shaw, got to get that treatment that Idris Elba got.
I didn't see Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, I thought you were a guy that had to watch movies for your show.
No, I have your guy to do that for me.
Now I see. Now I see.
No, no, but so they did the surgery because that was the L5S1. That's like Grand Central with the nerves. All your like when people have the pain that shoots down their legs like that L5S1 that's Penn Station as far as your nerves that go down your legs. So they fixed that immediately. And he said within 10 years you're going to want to do this L4 because you're going to have a bad time. And that was 11 years ago. And I haven't had it done. And I had really good insurance at the time because my ex-wife had a really decent job and I don't. So yeah, now every third night or so, or if it's humid, I fucking hate life and I can't sleep. But you know what? It's fine. I get it. Opioids are America's problem and not Big Pharma's problem.
You
Not
gotta
at
come out to
all.
the desert, bro. You won't have to worry about
Yeah,
that
dude,
humidity.
that's what I'm saying. Like we have CBD. We don't have THC and that shit. I want to try, non.
That dry air, man. That's good for that.
Oh yeah, for yeah, right, that too. Sure.
Yeah, because we
But
don't get that humidity. We get 120 degrees, but
yeah,
it doesn't feel like 150 like
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
some of the
yeah,
hottest times in like Georgia do.
yeah, yeah. It's just I was overprescribed, which that's my fault. It's my fault that my doctors said here take all the medicine in existence, and it's not Big Pharma's problem. That it's not the doctors that are foolish. It's us Americans who are the problem.
No,
I
I listen. I
that is
worked for a pharma company for about 6 years peddling Nexium. So that was a GERD drug,
uh-huh.
acid
I
reflux drug.
uh-huh.
So um, I loved the job, but they
Uh-huh.
drastically underpaid us. And yeah, let's just say that
Not the best people in the world.
curing and preventative medicine is not as important as the bottom line.
Money.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So like
You'd be
my thing.
surprised what's actually curable now.
Oh no,
That
I don't want
just
to hear
isn't.
that. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, there's no money in that.
No, there's no money because then people won't keep coming back for that particular thing.
I also love green leaf kratom. I'm curious, Cassie, if you've tried gold. Gold is like a mix of green and red. Somebody told me red, and red didn't work for me. So,
Brooke
whatever.
is in Phoenix as well? Oh, hi, Brooke.
What's up, morning?
What's
What's
up,
up?
local?
What's up, Skelder? Beth, well, now on the Waxwork website, it says this item has a pre-order and expects to ship in September. Oh, thanks, Beth. I'm assuming that's about child's play. Jesus, weed is much better than pain pills. Not sure why. I don't see that. Why they don't see that? Yeah,
They're starting to.
I've taken both, and to not lean. I was taking pain pills to the point where like I just couldn't like I couldn't not like it. Even if I wasn't in pain, if 4 hours went by, my body was like, hey, it's time, and that was that's dependence. That's frightening, and I've gotten away from that. But damned if every fourth or fifth night I'm like I could use a Percocet or two right now just to not feel like I want to fucking punch a hole in the wall.
Dude, I guess I'm lucky because that never like I got addicted to weed, sure. Like I smoked for a
Can
long
you get
time. I still
addicted to weed? Because you can
I
if you
think
stu-
I think what it is I started and no, I don't think you can well, yes and no.
I
I
think
think yes
addiction
you
if
can.
you can stop and not feel like if you could stop and nothing happens, I don't think that's an
No,
addiction.
no, but even me, like I started smoking in my early 20s.
Hmm.
And so I've been doing it a long time and yes, I can go. Like if I go on a trip, I just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and but I'm a bit of a bitch for the first 2 days. I'll be
Hmm.
honest. Like and it's
Yeah.
funny
Hmm.
because I also eat 10% of what I otherwise eat when I'm smoking. Like we went on a trip to Mad Monster Charlotte in February of this year. And obviously I couldn't take smoke with me, so we didn't. And when I went to eat, every time Fuego and Susie and I went to eat, I was eating like a freaking bulimic chick. And Susie's like, what's the deal? And I'm like, I'm not as hungry when I'm not
Hmm.
smoking at all. Like I don't need nearly as much to get full or anything. And she's like, you should really think about that. And I'm like, I trust me, it's something I've thought about. I know. It's tough for me to do though, because I've associated it so much with my creative aspects
Mm.
that that's
Mm.
I kind of went along the Kevin Smith route where for a while when he started smoking about 5 years ago for the first time, he was like, I have to tie it to something productive. I don't want to be the couch potato weedy. And so that's always been my way. So
Yeah.
I'll only smoke if I'm able to go work on something that's going to further what I'm working on. I
Mm.
will never smoke and sit down and play video games or watch TV because
Hmm.
my mind will only be like, you should be doing something productive. You should be doing something productive. You should be doing something productive. So I can't even, like, it's funny because Ethan from the H3 podcast, they're a couple million subscriber channel. He talked about how when World of War Classic went live a couple days ago, he's like, I
Yeah.
used to love World of War, but I
Can I
can't.
just
I tried to play and I can't do it because I feel like I should be doing so much other stuff. Go ahead.
can I just say you talk about major YouTube uh, content creators like Drum Dums talks about female content creators. Like it's a steady
I watch a
steady
lot
go.
of YouTube, bro, and I take a
Okay.
lot of it on board.
You know, some of
So
us you can watch some of us small timers and not take in the H3 and the PewDiePie and the
I don't
actually
watch PewDiePie much anymore because he's all Minecraft most of the time now. But
yeah,
um,
I'll give you this. Boogie was really awesome to you. That was cool.
how
LA
awesome was
Beast
that?
was and still is a pretty fucking badass dude.
Dude, and
So
Boogie has a standing invitation to come to Halloween Horror Nights in September with us. I have his number. We've texted every now and
that's
again.
awesome. That's really
He's
cool.
like, yeah, it'd be cool if we get to hang out in September. I don't know if it'll happen, but yeah, dude, like that's the thing. I have tremendous respect for these guys, and it shows when I actually meet them.
Well,
Like Boogie's not used to being treated that way,
that's
and
my
so
point with what I
he
was saying
gave me
before.
45 minutes of time for that interview. That's
Right, right.
insane,
And
you
that's
know.
what I was saying before about, celebrity and fans and those words. Like we're just people. We're in similar boats. We all have similar interests. That's all. We're just, some of us are
But
a
it's
little bit more
because
popular than others.
but it's because of my obsession, borderline obsession, but
Hmm.
really just loyalty that when I did the interview, I had in my head, I'm going to do Boogie's intro. And
Hmm.
so when we did it, I started and I was doing Boogie's intro and he just like looked at me like, huh, he's doing the intro. Like he was like, you can hear him saying it in the
Mm.
microphone. He did it. Oh my God. And so at the end, he's like, you did the intro. Do you know the outro? And like, I did like 3 of the 4 lines of the outro. And then he
Mm.
leans in with like, thanks very much for watching with the line I missed. And I was like, fuck, it's so fun. But I think he saw that I was a real fan and like, like Boogie is a controversial figure on YouTube for a lot of people. So I don't subscribe to that.
Controversial.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people give Boogie shit. They call him a cuck. They call him this. They call him that. He is just he attracts ire. Big guys do, man. Like big guys, being a big guy on YouTube is not an easy thing. You get hit. You don't get hit as much as women do, but you get hit more than the thin dudes do for sure. It's unfortunate, but
Oh,
it is.
that's projection. That's other big dudes who probably have no avatar, the good old grayed out,
I disagree. The
stick
amount
figure
of
person.
comments that we get on our channel where like the fat dude should let the skinny dude with long hair talk more. Like that's so many, and that can't all be fat dudes saying that.
Uh,
Like we don't consider
well,
ourselves, we don't call other people fat. Being a fat person, we don't do that.
no, what I mean either people that have they're projecting their bullshit about themselves onto you. Usually, it's somebody with no avatar. You can't see what they look like. They have no subscribers. It's usually like a little dummy account to troll
5 years
people.
ago, it was an egg.
Yeah, yeah, right. Just a stick figure with a different color. And
10
that's
years ago, it was Tom. Tom from,
yo
from
MySpace.
MySpace.
But like that's the like that like that's the easiest for me when somebody says something that's like, oh, I have none of your information to go off of. You're talking about me. Cool. How about we look at you and then we'll really go after each other. Like it's so easy to tell that these people just they feel shitty about themselves and they're just fucking they're just airing out shit that they hate about themselves on
See,
other
I don't
people.
see that necessarily.
And it may not just be,
Because
heavy dudes.
I've been dealing with it my entire life. I mean, this is coming from a guy who was Drew the Big Fat Pooh in grade school for 9 years, pretty
You
much.
change your name from Drew?
Drew is my middle name, actually, Cecil Andrew Laird, and I went by Drew because I hated Cecil for so long. But then in college, I I didn't want to correct all my professors, so I just stuck with Cecil. And as I got into the quote unquote entertainment field, I realized there was many less Cecils than there were Drews. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go with what's more unique. Now I like Cecil. My dad, I'm the second. My dad never went by Cecil either, but he has the exact same name as me.
We could be CP and CD.
True.
Or
it's the CNC channel. But David, we were going to do the D&D productions for a long time.
Yeah.
But then it would get confused with something else, and so we couldn't really do that.
Let me skip back to
just real quick. Beth said, "Does Cecil get any thirsty comments?" No.
Do you?
No, I never have gotten one. Actually, that's not true. I have gotten a couple of gay comments that have been like, I like the dude in the beard. He'd be my bear. Stuff like that I've gotten. And I actually take that on board as a compliment. Like,
that's a guy, though. Like, I have this theory that men are way more forward than females.
Oh, totally.
I don't know what.
However, let me present the counter argument. Fuego gets those comments a lot. And Fuego has dated, at this point, a couple of different people that started as fans from the show. So, like, it happens, but clearly it's a Fuego thing and not a Cecil thing. So, yeah, it's that's why I got the row machine. That's why I'm on Nutrisystem. Because that shit, believe it or not, as much as people say that doesn't affect it, bullshit, that affects viewership. That affects subscribership.
No, don't worry about your look. I got a huge nose. I got big ears.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. There's something inherently hated about fat. No, there's something inherently hated about fat. There really is.
Listen, I'm looking at you right now. I can't tell your size
because I'm from here up. Because I'm from here up.
Exactly. So, no, wait. Yes.
I stand most of the time, and dude, it can trust me. It's always because it's me standing next to Fuego. It's like if you have a tire sitting next to a tire iron, you're gonna notice the tire. You know what I mean? Like it's just wider. And so when it's me sitting next to Fuego, there's always the thin guy needs to talk more. The fat guy needs to let the thin guy talk more. Like it's always shit like that. Like, dude, fat guys, they just get railed on as much as women. I will not say as much as women, but
the tire
way
and
more
the tire,
than dude.
The tire and the tire iron need each other to exist. They need
I'm so glad Cody jumped on just for this part of the discussion. It's true. Being a sexy bitch definitely helps views. Okay, Cody.
Cody, I don't know what your house situation. We're just BSing if you want to come join in.
Yeah, come join in.
You're
saying Fuego is the one. Oh, whoa!
Wait, what?
Zachary hates us. So you're saying Fuego is the Weinstein of the horror?
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, but
Cassie says Cody is sex on legs.
Yep.
Well, isn't sex just on body to begin with?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Wait, what happened?
It makes a difference. So let's see. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't make a difference. Maybe if I can manage to lose the 100 pounds I want to,
dude, I'm telling you,
it won't make a damn bit of difference. But I just don't believe that.
I'm telling you, as somebody who was an attractive kid, and puberty fucked my shit up. My nose said high, my ears went, and I got ugly fast just when I was wanting to have sex the most. You learn quick that you pivot. All right, I I don't look a certain way. There's something about me physically that doesn't speak to people. You know, personality. In the end, you know, a lot of people see that, and I, you know, I don't care about my looks. That's why more often than not, that's what I can't stand about. You know, when I do my thirsty things, people talk about beauty and all this shit, and oh, what I wouldn't give to be with you. All right, so guess what? Jennifer Lawrence is now, you know, she's accepted a date. You guys are now going out. Oh, wait a minute. She's been in a terrible car accident, and 90% of her flesh is melted off.
Bye.
You still gonna hang around?
Nope. Bye.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's the thing where it's just been the way of it my whole life. It's like,
dude,
fat guys have to be funny. Fat guys are funny because they have to be. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's like, it's a joke that I always heard in high school. I'm sure you heard the same joke. It's like, why this is a joke, guys. This is not my joke, but this is a joke that I have sort of aligned with my own life. Mm-hmm. Why are big girls so good at head? Because they have to be. Mm-hmm. So that's the same reason why are fat guys so funny? Because they have to be. Well, it's an unfortunate thing, and people that aren't fat don't have to deal with that, but it's just the way of the world.
America we're a little more shallow than from my time in Europe. Like Emily,
which parts got melted off?
Good point. Yeah. yeah. I got nothing for that.
See, Cody's funny and he's clever. That's a double threat.
Whatever, bitch. He probably Googled best response to burn.
But look, Cody does something that other YouTubers won't. He dressed like a woman in his review. I know another YouTuber that I asked to dress as a woman to review Glow that absolutely refused because of his image. So, like, Cody is all about the entertainment.
Did you ask it to happen in studio, though?
I think that might have been the problem. Yeah, although you wouldn't think that studio would matter as much given recent events, but, you know, whatever. Nonetheless, sidetrack. No, I don't want to make this seem like a woe is me thing, because look, I could have gotten out of this situation any time, you know, by putting in the work. And that's what I'm attempting to do now.
I see what you're saying. You're being a little hard on yourself.
I'm always hard on myself. Like, that's the funny thing. Did you watch that Boogie interview?
Some of it, dude. It's long.
Yeah, because I know it was long. At one point, Boogie asked the question, because I asked him, and this goes to my mental state, so bear with me on this, because even Boogie was surprised. Boogie is a damaged dude. He is known as a damaged dude. He was abused by his mother growing up. Mm-hmm. He's been abused by his audience. He goes to therapy. He is a damaged dude. So I asked him, what horror scenario would you not want to be caught in, right? And Cody, Alexa, what's a good comeback for this?
I read that 2 seconds before you.
That's funny. So anyway, I was like, what horror scenario would you not want to be caught in? And he's like, well, if there was like a crazy dude, he's like, let's say that, and I like that Boogie got into this, right? He was in it with me. He's like, let's say a crazy dude kidnaps you and me and puts us in a basement and just starts having us cut off pieces of our flesh. He's like, that would be a pretty terrible scenario. And my response was
Saw.
No, well, yeah, that we got there eventually. But my response was immediately, it was, I don't know, I'd probably try and take a picture of it when most of it got cut off, because it'd be the thinnest I would have ever been. And he looks at me, he's like, whoa. He's like, I thought, yeah, I was damaged, but you would want to see yourself with your flesh cut off because it would be a thinner you? He's like, oh my God. And to me, I'm like, damn, Boogie is a damaged dude, and he thinks I was fucked up with that answer. So I have a real messed up view of myself after all these years, dude. I don't pretend to think that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not as interesting as the Strains.
Well, no, I was saying goodbye to Cassie, who was leaving.
I gotcha.
Cassie provided a lot of funny. And
No,
and
Cassie was cool.
I meant to bring something up before about Felix had a comment about KY and sandwiches, and you know what? When you get into it, sometimes there's things in the chat where you're like, I want to get back to that, and so Felix, please explain to me that because I'm missing. You said something about KY and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I don't remember.
YouTube needs
K.
to add a feature where we can flag comments we want to make sure to come back to.
Yeah.
Like a
Highlight
different
for
color.
later or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. KY jelly tastes funny on sandwiches. Oh, maybe. All right, just a riff. It was just a joke. Because there was something else that Felix said. I apologize, Felix. I did want to discuss that because he also said ED is curable, and that was funny. But I digest. Fuck. There was something else I was going to ask you about right before the boogie discussion.
Oh.
And yeah, no. So I guess to get pseudo serious, because he had an operation. He had
gastric bypass.
Yeah,
And that has been
was it
presented to me as a
necessary?
possibility, but I would never do that because I don't feel like you're learning how to live correctly with that. You're still going to make the same bad choices. Boogie has not. He has made some bad choices, which is why he's plateaued a little bit. He would be the first to admit it. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel like these fad diets and things like that, dude, you got to learn how to live correctly. You got to learn how to actually eat right. Because then the diet won't matter. You'll just gain it all right back if you didn't actually learn it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the case. If I went lap band or gastric bypass, first off, it's dangerous as fuck. You know, second off, you can eat through that shit. And if I haven't learned to do it correctly, then what's
Good night
the
to
point?
Zombified. Good night. Thanks for staying with us. Real quick, Will Smith, look, CP and C. So try to be in a wheelchair and then try to find a girl. Being fat is nothing important, but yeah, there are shallow all over the world.
You might say it's nothing important, but it's important to a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, my quick crash course on Denmark and dating in Denmark is they fuck first.
Really?
Yeah, they fuck to see like if
compatible or not. Like even Dr. Ruth said that. She said you should sleep with 7 people before you get married.
Yeah. So like instead of like, you know, going to the movies, that, you know, they're like, all right, let's fuck. And then if it's all right, then it's like, all right, what do you think? You want to go watch Spider-Man? So it's very backwards.
That's interesting. I need to go to
well, that and dude, sex, not just fucking Europe. Sex is very different. Like we're so strange about the things that we hold in high regard and things that we're so protective of.
We'll show baby fucking, but we're hesitant on the sex.
Yeah, dude. Like no nipples. But here, have 15 guns.
Yeah, Cody's asking how long we'll be streaming. He might want to actually jump in. So just saying.
I don't know. We've just been shooting the shit. It's off the rails. The main topic was just about
we left that in the dust a few miles ago.
Well, I mean, so my price would be like 1.5 million.
Minus 3. I'm sure Cody's has got to be like 6 or 8 at this point.
Yeah, and well, Cody's got a family, so that
True.
might. So in Europe, it's a little different. Their values are different. I mean, Emily, I'm trying to protect her from New York and America. There's things.
So you're trying to say you and Emily fucked before you went out?
No.
No.
What I'm saying is there are things that aren't as important to Europeans as are to Americans. Like she doesn't care that we don't have a car. Like that, you know. Name how many women right off the bat you could just cross right off the list. All right. Oh, he doesn't have a car. Scratch.
Oh my God!
Not a possibility.
Well, that's the thing. Like, my mind is like, oh my God, women are so much more vapid than men when it comes to that.
Shallow and vapid.
But I don't know if that's necessarily the truth, though. There's a lot of real shallow, vapid dudes out there too.
Oh,
I just don't associate with those assholes.
Absolutely. But in Europe, it's a little bit. It's just a little bit. Again, small sliver sizes. I'm only going on about a year's worth of experience, but it's different there. It's just
Cody
different
asked if
way.
he's going to screw up our template. He can hang in the chat. Just throw a
Oh
window up.
yeah, well, I might have your shit on standby.
Downtown, do your thing, do your thing.
Yeah.
While you look at that, I'll discuss with Dice because Dice contributed saying, um,
Dice wants to come in too.
"Yeah,
Let's
dude,
have a
I love
fucking.
Dice. I've been a patron of Dice's for a long time now." Speaking of weight issues, I've had my own self-image problems over the last decade. I'm still working on being healthier, of course, but my heaviest I was almost 200, and my lowest I was 108. 108 was when my colon almost killed me, though.
I
So
could relate. Well, not relate, but
not good. The lowest that I've been since I'm a kid, I got down to 230 when I was really sick for about 2 weeks and just couldn't eat anything. I got down to 230 and I still had a relatively big belly. So I think I could get down to 210. And if I'm beefing up at the same time, which I'm actually in the process of purchasing a bench and weights in addition to my row machine. So I'm going to legitimately try and make a bit of an overhaul. I don't know what it's like to look in the mirror and not hate yourself. So that's my next goal. So that's what I'm working on. But
I
yeah,
don't I don't
it's
know
tough.
I don't know why I thought of this, and I'm gonna need people to give me some rope here because I don't know why I thought of this.
To hang
Emily,
yourself with?
no, no. So Emily and I, we, especially she gets like her brain gets going late at night. That's when I'm like, can we just please shut the fuck up and go to bed? But she gets into these like really deep discussions, and something happened where some dude turned himself in because he was a pedophile, and he turned himself in because he was worried. Now, being as open as possible. I'm not saying one thing is good or bad. Just the asking the question. I'm not linking any one side or another. But let's just say for the sake of this really deep discussion on a channel that normally talks about movies, um, if somebody were to come out and say, listen, I have a problem. I want to have sex with kids, but I don't want to perform the act. Help me fix this. Should they have the right to? Should there be a way to treat that? Like, I don't know, like a doll or something. Like, you know what? They recognize that there's something wrong. They don't want to break the law. They don't want to fuck with people, but they have these urges.
So
So
someone married, you're saying,
no,
is
no.
no.
Just some dude. Just some
Okay.
dude who's living by himself has these terrible urges, and he knows they're terrible. Doesn't want to act on them, but can't control the
Are you
fact
talking
that
about like terrible urges? Are you talking about like pedophilia kind of thing?
yes.
Okay.
Let's just say for the this person, I don't know. This person does not
I just got a
exist.
little uncomfortable, so I had to readjust.
No, yeah, no, yeah. This is merely theory. We're getting deep with the discussion. I'm curious to see what people have to say, because all right. So the guy recognizes. All right. I know this is a problem. I don't want to perform on any of these. I'm not scouting the neighborhood, but at the same time, I'd like to get my rocks off. Where can I? How can I do this legally?
That's interesting
Should
because
should they? Go ahead.
no, because I was going to say on one hand, yes, well, okay, because here's the thing. Ultimately, this person is recognizing that this is something they know is wrong,
Right.
but it's a thing that they have, and listen, I want to be very clear. I'm not equating these two things. But if it's just as hard for him to control his urges as it is for a gay person or lesbian person to control what they like,
Right.
then either they're left with
But
never having to do anything, or,
they're
like you say, coming up with a doll or something.
right
Now,
because listen,
but
if
but here's the problem. Then you get into the question, can you make a child doll for
Yeah, and,
pedophiles?
and of course, there's no doubt that the company that makes that doll, there'll be pickets, there'll be
Of
strikes.
course. But
Um,
are they doing the question, and I like this because it's a question that merits discussion or at least thought.
well, so
Whether
so
we're not the arbiters of what's right, so we
Right,
can't make that
right,
decision.
and I'm just saying for the fact, like, if a guy genuinely says, "I know this is wrong, I'm not doing anything wrong, but
Just
listen,
give me a child doll,
I
and I will never do anything to an
yeah,
actual child
I've
ever.
got urges. I'm not trying to break the law. I understand there's something wrong with me, but how can I fix? I mean,
Here's
shit.
what I would recommend. Here's
If
what I
I
would
want
say.
to listen, if I want to go shoot up a church or something like that, I just load up Grand Theft Auto. Some of my urges are gone.
Here's
Like,
here's what I here's what I would say. For a person that legitimately doesn't want to do wrong in the world, but cannot help how he's feeling,
mm-hmm.
I would say become your own Frankenstein. Get a doll, get some dolls parts, and
Okay,
do some swapping. Cobble
okay.
together your own thing that a company doesn't have to get behind,
So
but you're doing your own thing and you're handling your own urges on your own. And if what you're saying is true, then no one else will ever be the wiser.
so now, let's just say you have company over, and
Someone
somebody
finds the doll.
while going to the bathroom says, "What the
No.
fuck is that
Well, look, we
Frankenstein
can
Freddy
only
doll?"
get so, like if you're leaving your Frankenstein out to be found, then that's your problem. You gotta, let's say anyone that makes a Frankenstein has to have at least one of those fold up beds that goes into a wall or something that you can
Yeah.
hide it in.
And I wanna restate that I'm not saying that I'm endorsing any of this. I'm just saying
See,
it's
believe in the hype makes a good point, though. Cecil, I think that's the same as grown men having child porn on their computer, which is illegal. That's true, and I would not be okay with that.
right. Oh, sure, sure. And
But
for
is
the
it the
sake,
same though? I don't
no, no,
know.
for the sake of, for the sake of this story, this person knows that having child porn
Hmm.
is bad and does not have it, but
Okay.
he still has urges.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. I'm
I
that
don't
that
like.
one alone made me want to swing the other way because no, I'm not okay with child porn of any
No,
kind, and that
no.
is kind of similar because he's making his own child to be pornish too. So
Hmm.
I do have to consider that. That's not really cool.
Luke,
Oh, why are
Luke
you asking
says,
these hard questions?
Don't blame me. This fucking person I live with comes up with. You'd be surprised some of these fucking late night discussions where it's just like, what are we doing? Like,
Oh,
this is.
okay. Well, at
Can
least
I
you're
just
putting
go to bed?
it.
Um.
Believe in the
Where?
hype, you're not wrong. I see that point, and yes, I'm not trying to say that they should be able to pleasure themselves to children if no one knows about it. That's not true. I don't agree with that.
Wait,
But it's this doll scenario that's got me hung up. So,
so let me catch up with the chat.
okay.
You could tell when it took a left hand turn. Yikes! Christ! Where is this going? CP, weird segue. This took a dark turn real quick. Spoonie life. Yep. Okay. I
James Hester's hilarious. Something
what?
tells me if that guy is watching, he doesn't want to buy this channel now. That's the funniest comment
That's
yet.
there you go. So many of them would say they can't control it. That worries me. Yeah.
That's true. And
Um
that is scary.
let's go back to foreskin or blowjobs, please. Yeah, listen, guys. I'm not trying to make anybody feel weird or bad. Again, it's a discussion for the sake of, is it black and white in a
As
situation like
humans,
that?
we have to be able to discuss these things. We
I
have to be
mean,
able to discuss.
so drug addicts are basically pariahs here in America, but Portugal, they've done the exact opposite. You want to do heroin? Yeah, you can do it. Just do it in this building over here, and we'll pay for it. Which is, hi, thank you, Emily. We're having a discussion about pedophiles and are you making toast?
Are you having a stroke, CP?
I think I'm having a stroke. One more time. Well, it's people are like, what happened to the stream and the like. So Cecil had an idea of if the person just makes their own doll, like the discussion we had where the guy knows he can't, he can't fuck kids, he can't have porn, but he has urges. Cecil had the idea of him making like I mean, you can buy a sex doll. Yeah, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you're a serial rapist, why should you be able to buy a sex doll for
That's true.
Just one of these fuckers?
Well, because society has deemed it okay. He can do that, and most people would be like, as long as he's not doing it to regular women, then okay.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta situate. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Did I break it?
Yeah. So Cecil's broken.
Oh no.
All right, wait. I'm gonna call everybody back.
Okay.
Hi. Are you there?
Go.
Hi. Are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Now.
So Cody called, and I fucked up and put you on hold. So let's add Cody. Let's hear what Cody has to say about this lovely discussion.
Perfect time to bring Cody in.
And I'm not caught up with the chat either. I gotta load the.
Believe in the Hype says, I love this fucking channel.
Okay. All right. So. All right,
I broke it.
Yeah. Okay, so Cody, nobody can see you yet. Just let me do some work. Cecil, just read the chat for a little bit while I work on Cody.
Okay, Believe in the Hype says, here we go, guys. Shit's about to get real. Okay, Raiders says, if he makes a doll, no one is getting hurt. With child porn, there's a victim.
Whoa,
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Oh, how long have you not been paying attention, Cody? Because
at least 8 minutes.
Oh yeah,
That's all right.
Yeah, we got a little dark.
I see that. I come in, it's like, oh, child pornography, and just for legal reasons. I'm not
guys,
sure where this
guys,
is going.
if you wanna come in, let me know. I'll get that shit going too, because fuck it, might as well have a.
Someone asked about Joker, so we can definitely transition into that when we're done with child porn.
Oh God. What's happening?
All right. So I gotta get Dice. Just give me a split second. I'll get you in here. So Cody, I know.
Hey Cody, while he's doing that and talking to himself, let me just say I do have more updates on my project I can send to you, but I just don't know if you care about them. So that's why I haven't yet.
I know I don't. Jesus.
Fuck you, CP. You get the updates whether you like them or not.
Isn't this cool?
I get them from CP.
Yeah, I'm finding that out.
Oh wait, you're a little too big. I'm getting on-the-fly changes, people. All right, so Cody.
Okay,
that's Cody.
So Zachary Hayes says this is getting flagged for sure.
Oh yeah, no way this is going to be monetized.
Yeah, the amount of money you could have sold your channel for is quickly declining.
Yeah, maybe I should sabotage it and be like, yeah, how much? Now how much do you want to buy?
That's a comment you missed in the last 8 minutes, Cody. Someone's like, well, if that dude's still watching the channel, he definitely doesn't want to buy it now.
Oh.
Video capture. Okay, so you're that. Let's move these two together. Let's move these two together. Oops.
There shouldn't be a doll for pedophiles. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This went in many different directions.
So Cecil, I don't know. Opening credits. This discussion for Cody, really quick.
Okay, so basically, Cody or CP was wondering, if there's a person that knows that liking children is wrong, so he doesn't want to do it, but he still needs to, I guess, get his rocks off.
An outlet.
Would it be, get an out? Is it okay to make maybe a doll, a sex doll, because that would be a child or something? And I said, well, there might be a company that would do that. And then he's like, well, that company would be boycotted all the time. And so I basically said, maybe if this person bought a regular sex doll and then like Frankensteined it with some other available dolls into a child, but no one knew, that might be okay. But then someone likened that to child pornography, which I definitely see as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's just a call that I can't make, to be honest with you.
I think I left my oven on. I'll be back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is the audio kind of glitchy for anybody but me? Is it just me, where it kind of has that robotic voice?
Sounds okay to me.
Sounds okay to me.
It might just be my connection.
Okay.
2 or 3 spots during that
Dice.
explanation that kind of went and kind of digital.
Dice, if you're on the Scabadooch, I'll go ahead and.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna reset my internet signal real quick, and I'll jump right back into the call. It shouldn't.
Oh,
mess
right.
Up.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm still trying to.
I believe the hype says. I think Cody just wants to leave.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I swear. Dice, you're unavailable.
I'm going to go make another mixed drink real quick. Is that okay?
I'm trying to rearrange shit.
Okay. Hi, guys. Hi.
Just
Hi.
Cecil.
Let me tell you about the Horror Show channel. So the Horror Show channel is...
Just read the chat where it went.
Okay.
Where it went tits up, and then I'll get it from there.
All right. So everyone's talking about Joker now. So they're talking about What's His Nuts versus Heath Ledger, and people are already talking about an Oscar for What's His Nuts.
Damn, it's still bad for me.
2 minutes. It's 2 minutes, people.
Is it just me, Cody, or is it me and CP doing it? Or did he disappear already? Okay. So let's see. The Spectacular Ralphie is here. Beth S says sounds good here. So I think it's just Cody that's having the audio issues. Let's see. Believe the hype. He wanted no part of this. Says, if you have kids, I think it's a different reaction. If anyone touched my kids, I'd spoon their eyes from their sockets. If anyone touched my nieces or nephews, I would do the same. So,
humans are out of the question.
Out of the question.
We're not
Anyone
talking
that
about
touches
humans.
a human child deserves to be stoned in the stoniest way possible.
Right. But somebody, for the sake of argument, again, just says, listen, I understand. I'm fucking. There's something wrong with me, but I have urges. Is there a way for me to at least have something?
Mm-hmm.
And the question, I'm not saying right or wrong, just merely should somebody have access to something like that? If they, and here's part of the thing. They submit to being on every watch list possible. They know, like, listen, I'm a fucking grade A, target. Like, I'm gonna get extra security watches at the airports. Like, somebody's gonna have to, like, basically going on parole or probation or something like that, where somebody checks in on them. Their internet access is watched rather heavily. If they're willing to give up a bunch of freedoms for the sake of their urges, without committing any crimes with human beings, what say you?
It's a fine line. It's definitely a fine line. I think I've said
it's not
my
easy,
piece.
right? I guess my point is it's not yes or no, right? It's something that.
Let's just leave it up to our all-knowing commander-in-chief. He makes the best decisions.
Dice. We'll find.
Yeah, no, bro. As a lot of people are saying, the pedophiles that can't control themselves should be castrated. I'm not entirely against that.
Yeah.
If they can't control themselves, yeah. I don't know. I feel like we should move on to a different topic at this point.
Yeah.
We had no answers. Okay, that's fine.
What answers are we really going to do?
Nobody wants to talk about serious stuff. It's fine. It's okay. Dice, your camera is not on. Nor can I hear you.
It seems like the audio's better. I haven't heard anybody go fucking digital in a bit. So
it should be better for you, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Am I alive? Am I here?
We can hear you. We cannot see you.
Well, that's probably because for whatever reason my laptop decided you have a camera, but you can't use it.
Okay, so we're not going to see you.
Not this evening. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
okay. So you're just going to have a big Skype logo.
Oh, yeah.
Dice Rolling is brought to you by Skype tonight.
This evening, yes. Usually you have to form a summoning circle, but this evening just Skype.
Okay. All right.
Brooke,
All right. So
Brooke is saying there's an echo now. I don't know.
Oh, that's.
I didn't do it.
Oh, you gotta take off that
It's
set.
fucking on the fly and.
I do the same thing.
shit.
Yeah.
No worries. We got it. That's why you don't do all this shit in the middle of the. Well, at least you do it in the middle of a pedophile talk and press. The,
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the conversation? Hey.
I think I left Cody's oven on.
Yeah, I have an easy bake oven somewhere. I'm sure. I just,
Well, everyone asked about Joker, so let's talk about that Joker trailer if you want, CP.
I have not watched it. I'm waiting to watch it until Monday.
All right, so let's talk about something else.
You guys can talk about it. It's fine. I will eventually see it.
Cody, I'm holding off on watching your Psycho reviews after part 1 because I don't know a damn thing about 2, 3, or any of the others. So you warned me at the beginning of your 2 review, so I'm taking you up on it.
Are we still echoing?
Yeah, especially for 2, I wouldn't watch any reviews because there's a lot of twists and turns that make that movie enjoyable. 3, you're probably pretty safe, but the movie begins with how 2 ends, so that's the only thing. So yeah, if you watch 2, I think from then on you're fine. If you want to skip ahead, cool.
Wait. All right. So let's talk Halloween. Get out.
Oh, fuck you.
You may leave.
Funny.
So-
You mentioned that. No.
So Cody, I don't know if you heard the original or Dice. The original intent of this clickbaity stream was I received a message where somebody offered me money to sell my channel, and it seemed
that wasn't me.
it seemed very Nigerian princey. So the question is
$5.
So we figured the stipulation is you no longer you're George Lucasing it, right? Whatever's on your channel is no longer yours. You're selling your channel, the link, and all content within. Cody, what's your price?
My shit's not for sale for any price at the moment.
We're 4 billion. You're gonna turn fucking 4 billion down?
4 billion. I mean, yeah, if we're gonna get crazy here, yeah, obviously I'll
we're
I'll
having
run away.
fun.
Bye, everybody.
Listen,
Psycho
I'm not-
4. You're not gonna hear about that one.
I'm not breaking out the checkbook. We're having fun here. What the fuck? Oh, 38,000. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
A price to walk away knowing that you cannot.
What is the stipulation? Can I not start another channel then? Am I supposed to be away from YouTube completely after that?
So I think we figured a no compete clause of 3 months. You cannot start another channel.
Shit. I'll take a 3-month vacation and come back and slap the fucking salon, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
Fucking.
But you can't be Cody Leach. You got to be
Let's roll.
Heisenberg.
They'll never know.
You're goddamn right. God, you look like me. Look at that.
I am a content creator.
Just come back and call yourself Leezus. That should work.
Oh my god. Codesus.
That's good too.
You're avoiding the question, sir. Price to walk away. You and yes, you can start another channel, but from scratch. You got to start from 0 again.
Price to walk away for 3 months and start over.
Yep.
You can't use any of your old catalog.
Yeah.
You can't do anything like that. You cannot use Cody Leach. You have to come back as something else.
Ooh. All right.
200,000.
200,000.
Jesus, you cheap bitch.
Well, this motherfucker. I know what he's thinking. He can get it back going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I'll get back going and have a creative name saying, I'm back, come back over here now.
Yeah.
And then just restart all the shit that I
Right.
did when I was early and wasn't very
Right.
good. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, by the way,
You-
Nightmare on Elm Street with the green screen in full fucking force.
Yeah,
and
you're
everything.
not losing your Twitter name, you're not losing your Instagram name, you're just losing that YouTube. Oh, by the way, here I am now. It's starting over with benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna put Cody where Dice is because Dice is not on screen, so that might make everything work a bit.
Oh, I think it's very aesthetically pleasing with the chat window way outside the YouTube thing and all that stuff.
Hey, how about you just take an asshole and grab a spoon and then eat it?
We got away from the pedophile talk.
CP, are you younger than I think?
Hey.
Oh man.
So Cody, just let me know where, which, in between which seasons are we going to do Laid to Rest of Breaking Bad? I saw that and I was like, okay, we'll talk next year.
I'm a busy man. My head just keeps spinning. But no, I should be able to squeeze that in. I'm not trying to jump into Breaking Bad right away. I'm just trying to get the seasons rewatched, kind of reformulate my thoughts. That won't even take very long for me to film that because I could film reviews for all 5-6 seasons now. I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
In Cody's defense, well, actually, you know what? Never mind. Oh no. In Cody's defense, Laid to Rest is not very topical. At least Breaking Bad, there's a movie.
Yeah, I get it. Laid to Rest hasn't been topical for the last year since he's had those DVDs. I'm not frustrated. It's just, it's honestly, it was worth sending it to him to be able to jab him every now and again for the last year.
Yeah, what about this question that would make you guys quit YouTube? What about it?
Are you asking what would make us quit YouTube?
What would make you guys quit YouTube is what he's asking.
I think the continuing adpocalypse, cracking down on bullshit, I think that's going to just make it harder and harder for us horror channels, man. The adpocalypse killed us last year. So many of us lost a lot of revenue as a result of it, but because now many of our videos don't even get recommended. Remember, there was that 2 month
that good old yellow circle.
Yeah, that 2 month period where it was like, oh, you have any word related to horror tagged in your fucking anywhere in your post, we're gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
So at least it's not that anymore, but I don't think it's fixed by any stretch. So if that got worse, then I would have a hard time continuing.
Dice? Yeah, you're gone. We've lost Dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought so. Yeah, I hadn't heard her in a while, so
It would have to stop being fun for me to quit YouTube. It would have to be, I mean, the financial thing would definitely be a big thing, but I would still, even if I no longer made money, period, with YouTube, I would certainly probably slow down, but I would still make content just for the fun of it, just for the hell of it, just to interact and kind of be out there doing that. But if it got to the point where, you know, the community turned or something like that to where it was just no longer fun, I'm just doing videos just for my own amusement, then that's when I would quit. Completely.
No longer fun than the community turned, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's no longer August technically, so.
It's turning back around.
I'm sorry, CP, are you trying to say that you guys were involved in something that was no longer fun?
Dude, I've never had so much fun talking about not movies than I have in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
Is this not movies? Okay.
CP's talking about Kill Switch Engage. Let me in.
Yeah, I saw that. He started talking about In This Moment, which I was all about.
Blocked.
In This Moment reaction, and I was like, are you gonna do horror? Like that was the first thing, and that was the first one. And then he switched to Kill Switch, and I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Dude, blocked. That In This Moment, blocked worldwide.
Oh yeah. Yo,
fuck music.
Believe in the hype. Why does YouTube hate on horror channels? They, what was it, about almost a year ago now, they started this program where now it's no longer monetized or not monetized. Now they have this thing where you're not advertiser friendly. So you might not have copyright content, but there's something that you're saying or a word that was uttered or something in the title or something somewhere that they're like, ooh, you know what I mean? Charmin might not want to put their ads in front of this.
Yeah, let's just say there's probably not going to be any kids commercials on this stream.
Think
Like,
of
for
the
example-
children.
Yeah. Whoa. For example,
Hey, Dice.
yeah, I heard a voice. For example, my kill rankings that I started doing that I was getting real amped up about, I've kind of lost a lot of motivation because those are so labor intensive. And the past 2 that I've done, Halloween and Child's Play, have got demonetized immediately for having kill in the title.
Because you're
And I look at that and I'm like,
did you show the kills?
yeah, I showed every
Well,
single-
that it's probably not just kill in the title. It's because you're showing the explicit violence.
Dude, how is Dead Meat doing it then? Like, seriously?
That's what I was saying. I don't know how other channels can get through it, but yeah, that's
excuse me. I mean, other channels.
Dead Meat's probably got that connection though. He's big enough at this point where he's got that YouTube contact, and it's already been determined that those bigger channels get preferential treatment. They get checked on before they just get fucking thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited for It Chapter 2? Wait. Hold on. Dice.
Yes.
There you go.
You've been in and out.
I
What-
know my computer or laptop hates Skype or vice versa. Something like that.
I don't care why. I just want you to answer my question.
All right. So glad to be here.
What? Oh, yeah, welcome too, by the way. What is the price? What's the price for you to walk away from a YouTube channel?
There is no price in the world.
Really?
Hell.
You could start a different one.
Yeah, but you know what? It took me 5 years. No, because there's extreme and strong sentimental value attached to this channel.
Huh.
So
Yeah,
no,
props. All right.
I'm
I
not
respect-
a sellout.
That was my answer, but it was unacceptable when I said it apparently, so I had to have a number. Gun to your head, how much?
Well, yeah. All right. So yeah, Dice, $5 million. You're turning it down, and you can start your own other channel in 3 months.
All right, let's put it this way. First,
Okay.
yes,
Exactly.
All right.
but
All right.
but if we're going with the concept of I have to name a price, then no, not 5 million, $1 billion. $1 billion, and I'll wait 3 months.
You're
sure.
not taking this game seriously, and I don't like it.
You're speaking with Dice Evil right now.
I take $1
Dr.
billion
Dice
very
Evil.
seriously, sir.
$1 billion, sell it.
Yes.
All right. So
A lot of heroes involved.
Spectacular Ralphie in the chat says, "Are you guys excited for It Chapter 2?" Which blame.
Hold the phone. Is this real? Believe the hype. That Chucky kill count you have to sign in to watch.
Yeah, it got age restricted because I showed 2%
Yeah.
of the nipple.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Fuck.
Oh, you can show nipple now?
Yeah, it just gets age restricted. There's a kill in Seed of Chucky of all movies where a chick gets thrown out of the shower and she's got the shower curtain all around her, but there's a brief suggestion of a nipple for like half a second, and it got fucking age restricted. I disputed it, but I haven't heard an answer yet.
Allow me to say this, by the way, because I never got to release a certain video that explained this. But
Nipples?
no,
Nipples?
but Cody does kill counts right. There's another channel that does kill count videos that is now more than twice the size of Cody by doing some bullshit. A channel that should not be the size that it is, but
Does it
continues to grow.
Does it rhyme with cat toe?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The purveyor does rhyme with Kato. And he's a fan of the title horror show as well. So he unfortunately does kill count videos where he just literally cuts a part of the movie out and puts a little number 1 in the corner, and then cuts a part of the movie out and puts a number 2 in the corner, and then cuts fuck you, that's not transformative. Like you're gaining viewers in a fucking underhanded YouTube way. Even if you're not monetizing, I don't give a shit. You're not putting any effort into your work. But
Yeah,
Cody,
not
on the other
monetizing.
hand, is doing it. Cody is saying, this is why this is here. This is why it's in my fucking thing. That's transformative. So
Cecil,
I'm grinding
Cecil.
an axe that I've had to grind for a while now.
See, so
but
a little,
it needs to be done right. It needs to be transformative.
You
And
got a
Cody
little.
does it right. I'm just saying. I'm
You got
just
a little.
saying.
You got a little leech all over your cheek there. I just want to wipe it off.
You leave it there, god damn
I
it.
just happen to
Cat Toe,
have
if you're
someone-
watching, we're on to you.
I happen to
Cody
have
does
someone
it right.
here that is a perfect opposite
Please review this
example.
movie
That's
with
what
me
I'm
from
saying.
last year.
Oh Christ on a crutch. I got
I'm
bigger
unfamiliar
fish.
with this Cato thing that you're talking
I don't
about.
think you
but
are. But,
Yeah, no, you're familiar with this person, Cody. You actually are.
It rhymes with Cato.
Yes.
It is a riddle.
A dying cat toe.
Yes. It's horror show entertainment. Fuck you.
Oh. Bang, 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 bang. Shots fired.
Chat, help me out.
Brian Gatto, horror show entertainment. It's look.
Ooh.
The guy started some shit not too long ago. I haven't quite let it go yet, but it's the
Why am I
truth.
always excluded from the shit shows?
It's the
God,
truth, though.
Tice.
You gotta fucking.
Tice,
gotta
you
put
weren't in the
effort
middle of one strong enough a couple weeks ago? You
Oh,
were-
that was a fleeting moment, darling, please.
I'm just saying, like, this is a completely separate axe to grind, but I don't like YouTubers that are gaining traction by not doing work. Cody puts in work. Other people don't put in work. I fucking hate that shit. So that's why I went off on that tangent. And because someone brought up Cody's kill count, and kill count is a trigger for me now. So
Not
The
just
kill
YouTube.
ranking, people.
I know he called it a kill count. But
It's
that's
all
what I'm
good.
saying.
Like, I
ranking
get
is putting
comment-
in effort. So
I get comments all the time, not sucking my own dick, but I get comments where they're like, you should have 1 million subscribers. You do all this stuff. And I'm just like, look, in due time, I build a catalog of stuff that I'm proud of, that people are entertained by, even if it takes me 5 times as long to get there as somebody that does some stupid shit. It's whatever. I got there the right way, and my shit is going to stand the test of time better than that stuff will, I think.
well, you're definitely playing the game. I mean, you're
Yeah.
definitely playing the game. You're just playing it smarter than others, and I just don't have the patience to play it the way you play
more
it.
authentically.
Yeah. Everyone, I mean, Cody, there's never Cody on camera is the same as Cody off camera. That is not the case with a lot of YouTubers, especially a lot of popular YouTubers.
Popular YouTubers.
I mean, a lot of YouTubers are the
non-popular
same.
YouTubers.
They're the same on camera as they are off camera in that they stay in their studio to do things. But outside of that,
That's a flaccid remark.
Are we back to talking about dicks? What's going on?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool. Then I have
Yes,
a topic for you.
yes. 2 different ways we're talking about a dick.
Oh, Cecil, yeah.
I said it first, god damn it. Where's my laugh?
Oh, I didn't hear you. It must have got buried. Cecil, does it hurt or help your channel that a lot of channels are named Horror Show? It's a good question.
I
I mean,
honestly
like the
don't.
same way that you got lots of people with the name Creepypasta in their name.
I
Oh,
don't think that matters for Daniel Hammond. Cecil is definitely not flaccid. I mean, it's true, but I'm not sure how Daniel knows. But I
yeah,
appreciate
you know,
it.
What the fuck?
Your
Um,
microphone
out from
is
under the
raising
desk.
slowly.
everything's good, guys. Everything's good. It's just fine and normal. But it's
The sound effect really sells that.
what was I saying?
About horror
something about
shows.
yourself and
Oh yeah, no, I don't think the horror show thing makes a difference. I think what hurts our channel is the fact that we are a variety show. We've always been a variety show, and there are episodes that just don't do as well. I cover horror comics, and not the same amount of people that watch Trailer Reaction watch the horror comics reviews. And yes, I could just straight up eliminate the episodes that don't do well. But the whole point of the channel has always been to, service the people that like that part of horror. There are people that
I
want
like to be
find
serviced.
reviews. So we're a place they can find them. There are people that like horror comedy sketches, so we're a place they can find them. There's people that want horror reviews. We're a place they can find them. There's people that like horror trailer reactions. There's a place we can find them. There's people that like horror celebrity interviews. We're the place they can find them. That's the thing. Like, every episode isn't meant to go towards every single member of our audience. I mean, it is, but we know that not every single member of our audience is going to like every single episode. And I think that more than anything has hampered us as far as growth goes, because YouTube is not going to recommend us as much as if we just did what everyone else does.
I think you're kind of painted in a corner in that fashion, as opposed to any of us. Cody Leach is Cody Leach. If Cody Leach wants to start doing fucking Britney Spears reviews, he can. It's fucking Cody Leach. That's the name of the channel. Dice Roland. There's nothing really specific to that name. It's
Thank
just
you.
Dice Roland. Wiliscredia. Hey, I'm going to talk about thirst comments because because fuck you. What's a Wiliscredia anyway? So you're kind of painted in this unfortunate corner where you titled yourself the horror show.
And I did it specifically because I knew it's a generic title. I did when I started, but I also knew it was the most all-encompassing for what we were going to be, which is anything and everything under the horror umbrella. So I do think in retrospect, I wish I would have named it something better. But now, like the whole time, the last 5 years, we were like, fuck, Bloodbath and Beyond really nailed that name.
There's no beating that name. I'm sorry.
But that name is legitimately fucking their shit up right now.
Why?
Because they cannot get their shit recommended by YouTube because Bloodbath is in every single title.
I'd rather.
They tweeted about it not too long ago. He said, this is really fucking us. We might need to change our name.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
that
because
brand
of the way YouTube evolved. But yes, it was a beautiful, gorgeous brand, and Fuego and I lamented many times not having chosen a better name like that. But honestly, the horror show channel is the best definition because we cover anything and everything under the horror umbrella. I just needed to be more creative, and I wasn't.
And Cecil's chatting, and Cody's like, Cody is in the chat like Sean Chandler is when we have him just fucking answering questions in the chat.
Yep.
Cody, what's up with this? Cody.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we all, excuse me, most of us tend to regret the names that we initially picked.
Oh yeah, no, I pivoted, especially when I was Will I Like It reviews, and I was like, I haven't reviewed a fucking thing in almost a year. This is stupid. I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm gonna go freshen up my drink and take a little wee break, boys and girl. I'll be right back.
Fine.
If you must.
Did anybody ask anything that was other than Cody centric that we could perhaps bounce around?
I believe in the hype asked a couple. He said, would you guys stop or get frustrated if your channel's subscriber count gets a ceiling?
Yeah, I've been plateauing, and you know it's funny. I get frustrated every now and again, and then suddenly Cody announces my name, and it's just like, oh, all right, well, all right, there's hope.
I'm fucking you're stalling out. I'm behind you, pushing the car like,
Oh, pop it!
Are you even hitting the gas because I'm pushing? Take your foot off the clutch.
I don't know if I've experienced a ceiling yet. I definitely have experienced slow months or whatever, but I always know how to get out of them, and I always know what gets me into them. Like when I had the biggest month my channel ever had, the month that Child's Play came out, and I had built up to it, then I reviewed it. Yeah. I did all the rankings with it. I mean, I had a video that reached over 100,000 views in less than a week. I mean, that's insane for me. But then the very next month after that was one of the slowest I've ever had because I was so exhausted from all the shit that I did the month prior, and with work ramping up, I didn't hardly put anything out. So I always know the cause of the ceiling, and I usually know what's going on or what I can do to get out of it. You know what I mean? If there's no franchise out there that people are hot on right now, like it, I just, I'll do Psycho reviews. Fuck it. And then
it's funny. Everybody's doing it right now, and I'm looking at the calendar like I'm going to have to do something in 2 weeks because I'm the 13th guy, and we've got one. So I know I'll get a little boost. The second Friday of September.
Yeah.
Dice, is there anything that dictates, whether or not you stall or get a boost?
The thing I've been trying to figure out ever since I started YouTube. I kind of have a subconscious understanding, I guess. Like it's pretty easy for me to go, now I see why we're kind of stalled here. I haven't posted anything in a few weeks.
Yep.
I should
Yep.
probably get
The
on
algorithm. Yep. The
Uh,
algorithm.
But it's weird. I'm slowly learning, slower than others perhaps, but there are some things that I've noticed that help. Like the first ever review that I did on the unaired Monsters pilot is still bringing in a majority of my views.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
was a niche thing, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I do.
It's weird, some of the videos, you're just like, what? That has how many views? I have a thing where I show people how to put butter in the middle of popcorn, and it's got like 80,000 views. And I'm like, what the fuck? What?
That's
You
how my
discovered
Halloween
something.
ranking was. I did it off of. I was doing my first review series on Halloween at the time because I bought the box set and I reviewed the first movie. I reviewed the second movie, and this is when I was doing like 5-minute reviews and wasn't really putting a whole lot into it. Then my daughter was born and nothing else happened. And then it was like 3 days after Halloween. I was like, fuck it, I'll just do the ranking. So I did my half-ass ranking. You could tell I could barely collect my thoughts. I'm exhausted. It's one of the worst videos I've ever done. And I was like, whatever. It never really got a whole lot of views. And then I would just periodically check back, and it would like jump 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. It's the biggest video on my channel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah,
180,000 views on this.
It's just the way it works.
Yep.
So it's funny, you guys who asked about the oops, wrong channel video. Yes. Yes, that has at least 3 times as many views as the actual full content. And all you really need to watch is like I think it's like 4:15 where I'm looking at my phone, and you could kind of see it on my face. I'm like, oh fuck! It says Cody's live. I know exactly what's wrong, and I needed to fix it. And Emily's like, wait, what are we stopping? Yeah, no, we'll just do it for Cody's audience because fuck it.
I wouldn't have noticed for at least an hour. I'd have been like, whoa, hey, I'm live. What's going on here?
Look, super chats, all right, cool. Fucking eating dinner, getting super chats.
The fucking live chat was the best part because it was you would get people that were just kind of going with it. I guess they didn't realize what they clicked on, and then there would be like 1 every 8 comments was somebody that clicked on my name, and one of them was like, "Are we starting again?" And then the other one was like, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" And it was hilarious to watch.
When is Cody coming in?
Yeah, where's Cody?
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, but it did. It actually helped. I think we had a slight boost from that accident, or was it an accident?
It was all part of the plan.
But it's funny, and I appreciate you, Cody, for realizing that was completely unplanned and an accident. And I don't know why it's still on your channel, but fuck.
I watched it. I was like, I'm not looking at it. It's fucking funny. I just had to make sure I changed the thumbnail and kind of give a nod to what's happening to explain. But that was funny enough. I was like, thanks for the previews, bitch. Like, didn't have to do anything. 2,000 views.
That's what's frustrating. It's like the real thing's only got 300. This is bullshit, man. Hi, Cecil.
Hi.
How are you? You done peeing?
Yes.
You could have
I
just
hope
taken
so.
the alcohol and poured it right into the toilet. That probably would have saved a step.
Yeah, cut out the middleman. Unfortunately, he wasn't willing to be cut out.
Oh.
Ugh. Ugh. So chat. What you got for us without talking about Halloween?
They did again talk about Joker a while back. Did we want to actually talk about that or no?
You guys can.
I
I'll
don't
be
know
talking.
if there's a whole lot to discuss, really. I mean, just the people are losing their minds over it at Venice, and that's what they say, the 8-minute standing ovation, which we always have to hear exactly how long the standing ovation is nowadays.
Clerks
I want
2
to know
had
who the
15
fucking
minutes.
standing ovation timer is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, Clerks 2 15 minutes. So I don't give a fuck about standing O times.
I'm excited for the movie. I think the trailers have marketed it brilliantly. They've given me everything that I want to see, which is not a whole lot. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be memorable, if nothing else. But I'm trying not to get bought up into all this Everything I read now is Oscar. Joaquin Phoenix deserves Best Actor. This deserves Best Film. This is going to change comic book films forever. And I'm like, let the fucking movie come out first, and then we'll talk, okay? Like, what, 100 people have seen it, if that? And it's got like an 82%. So even 82% of them were, 17% of them weren't really hot on it. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazily overhyped even already, but I think it's largely because it's the Joker. I mean, the Joker is just a plum role for anyone to play. I mean, every single person that's ever played it has really fucking, except for the dude that played the Rastafari Joker in the Batman animated show. D. Bradley Baker. He didn't really catch on as the Joker. As cool as he was, the Joker is a plum role for anyone. So the problem with the movie to me is it's literally just the King of Comedy remade as the Joker's story. So,
well, I mean, I see the influence there, but I think that's just kind of, I think it's going to go
a failed comedian obsessed with a TV show host seems pretty on point.
I mean, we'll see. We've only seen 2 minutes of a 2-hour movie.
I'm hoping that's not the case.
I don't know shit about a failed comedian, so I don't know.
Really? You don't have any mirrors in your house, huh?
Wheel, that stream is coming.
Hopefully next weekend. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I like that Cody's window struggled to be small, and now it's jumping to be big again.
I cannot keep that fucker still, and it's frustrating the hell out of me.
It will not be contained.
Yeah, but Brian will be with us too. So you're getting a very similar tasting stream.
So I can mention a movie that I saw yesterday that is a very small release, but will be getting some big traction and talk. Is Jennifer Kent's new movie, The Nightingale. You guys know Jennifer Kent, right? Director of the Babadook.
Yep.
Okay. I'm catching up on decades. Continue.
Silence, disembodied voice.
I will not be, but you may continue.
No, it's brutal, gorgeously made, presented in 4:3,
and it's not entertaining.
Not a big fan of. Not a big fan of. It's really hard to watch. Numerous rapes.
Cool. I'll cover that next year.
Yep. And it's basically I Spit on Your Grave by way of Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, okay.
I'll definitely be covering that next year.
Yeah, it's. There was one moment where I actually had a tear or two run out of my face because I was like, this is so horrifying what I'm seeing right now. But a lot of people could see this scene as horrifying for horrifying's sake. Like, it's as shocking as Hereditary's moment is at one time, but you see it coming. You see it coming this time. Like, like, please don't do what I think you're going to do. Please don't do what I think you're going to do. Please don't do what I think you're going to do. And then they do it in an even more brutal fashion.
I'm gonna
and that's the first 20 minutes of the movie.
I'm going to ask yet another uncomfortable question because the wheels are off. Why,
they're fun.
Guys, why do you think it's okay for us to watch movies about murder, but when it comes to rape, everybody gets a little weird? They're both horrible acts.
It depends on how each is depicted, though. I think the act of murder... Listen to me. Hear me out. The act of murder at the end of Lords of Chaos is way more uncomfortable than more other murder scenes. I think there's some rape scenes that are way more aggressively portrayed than others, and so they are way more visceral. I didn't watch anything beyond the I Spit on Your Grave remake. I didn't watch anything beyond the Last House on the Left remake because I just don't like watching extended rape scenes.
It's just people getting murdered, though.
That I'm fine with. I understand there's a double standard there. I understand there's a double standard.
I think it's because the murder side of things is usually glorified and played for entertainment's sake when the rape scenes never are. That's played to sicken you.
That's why I think that Lords of Chaos kill was done the same way. It was played to sicken you. instead
Yes,
of
exactly.
playing you out.
In same way with like if you're comparing rape scenes like that, like the rape scene in 300 it doesn't sicken me. It's just like,
I don't
okay,
even
so that
remember
guy.
it.
It's where the dude while Leonidas
Mm.
is away. It's a random thing to pick out. I know Leonidas is away, and the dickbag who's kind of running shit behind the scenes takes his wife and just kind of puts her against a wall. And it's like, you're not going to enjoy this, and that's the end of it. But then you watch something like Last House on the Left, where it's 3 minutes straight of a girl getting brutalized. Then you're playing a different game.
Yeah.
Emily says that because the person who is being raped still has to suffer, where the person who's being murdered is at peace and no longer with us.
That's
Possibly.
an interesting take, yeah.
Yeah.
Dice,
Possibly.
I'm sorry. You have to forgive me. I keep forgetting to go to you because I can't see you.
I'm invisible.
You're a blue block.
Your input on the topic. Or
it-
you could abstain if you'd like. It's fine.
Let me think.
They don't have choices to abstain, CP. Sorry.
It's
No
an
face,
interesting
no
case of-
opinion. Sorry. Go ahead.
Stick with me here, because
Okay.
what goes on in my brain is a little difficult for me to articulate sometimes. Obviously, but I think Emily is kind of right on that. She was able to phrase what I was thinking of, but also, I think, granted, this isn't always the case, but if you look at some random murder from, say, Jason, you think, yeah, that couldn't happen feasibly.
Yeah.
It could, but you also know this is something fantastic and completely out of the realm of reality. But you hear about rapes all the time, so it's really cemented, unfortunately, in almost a daily life situation. And then to have that shown to you is kind of a strike to the face. If that makes sense.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty fair. All right, we could talk about fun stuff again. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, penis. Okay.
Penis.
Well, I mean, I
fun?
think I technically brought that up because I saw The Nightingale. It's
Well,
it
yeah,
is
you
it's a
triggered
beautiful
something to me
movie,
where
but there's a lot of there's a lot of raping in it, but there's a lot of racism in it, but it was still a beautifully portrayed, beautifully acted movie. Even though it was in 4:3, it was beautifully shot. But man, the subject matter got deep and dark at times. So it's something. It's like, it's the best film I never want to watch again. You know what I mean? It's one of those kinds of things.
Do you prefer it to Midsummer?
Yes, because Midsummer was bullshit with no like actual payoff to me. Like the end was just like, really? Okay, fuck you. No, Midsummer
You're
was
not gonna
much
rush out to go
bullshit.
see that 3.5 hour cut this weekend?
No, god damn it, no, fucking. And I wish people wouldn't even give that shit credit. And then, like, but like Friends, like Jason Smith is like, can't wait to see this masterpiece in a longer form, essentially. And I'm like, but it's just it's preferences. It's preferences. I don't know.
You're not gonna get any argument from me or CP. We were the first ones to go. No thanks.
Yeah.
First one? I think we got our review up before you.
Well, I mean, the first ones.
Christ, with the dick swinging.
I know. I'm just saying. I couldn't.
I just mentioned dicks.
No. I liked the fact that you guys agreed with us because so many, again, and I think you, Cody, led off your review the same way, similar to ours. I started ours with like, we're going to get 2 responses or 3. We're going to be like, you guys don't know horror. You just, all this shit. And
Didn't
it's
get
like,
it.
we got that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just didn't get it. Like,
Yeah.
we got that still, in spite of that being said right up front. That was all we got in the comments, basically.
The problem with Midsummer was that I totally got it. Like when I walked out of Hereditary, we all were on a stream together. We all had different takes. We all had questions. We're like, maybe it was this, maybe it was this.
Yeah.
Midsummer, I was like, no, I got it. It's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
Just
Yeah.
didn't care for it.
Yeah, a lot of hype this year for a lot of different horror movies, and a lot of swings and misses, if I may say so. And we still got a big one around the corner, so no
Seeing that
pressure.
Tuesday.
I think I am too.
Excited.
I don't know why they didn't release that this weekend with the extra day. Like,
That's
that
a
doesn't
good
make
question.
any sense to me.
It would have been a perfect Labor Day release, honestly, but
Yeah.
my
Who
fascia.
knows?
My fascia.
It's still gonna make the fucking money, all the money.
You think it's going to make anywhere near the first?
I don't think so.
I don't think it'll make.
It is.
I don't anywhere near the first. Yes, close to the first, maybe not. I mean, semantics, but
Yes.
I think the runtime and I think that the reception is going to hurt a little more because everybody was losing their minds about the first one. This one, everybody's like, it's pretty good. It's it's long,
yeah.
but we'll see. I hope it's
Yeah.
successful. I'm not hoping it doesn't, but
I think you're right. When the first one was coming out, I said that it was likely going to be the biggest horror movie ever and got laughed at. Turned out it was. I'm not getting that feeling this time. I'm not getting that same.
Is it the biggest horror movie ever?
I think it is. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what they
I
say
think it
about
is.
all of them.
No, I
Ever?
think it legitimately made more money than any horror movie ever.
Adjusted
including
for
Exorcist.
inflation? Adjusted for inflation?
Stop that.
Yeah, fuck off with that
We're
bullshit.
bringing math into that.
Dude, if people were paying a nickel for a movie. And,
Yeah,
and
but
the
it's
movie-
there's my
No,
Yeah,
problem.
but that's
but
all there
not-
was to
yeah, but-
do back then. Now movies are fighting against cell phones and millions of other
It's-
properties. Like, you got to give credit for that.
the what we should count is tickets sold, not the money. It should be how many asses were in seats, not
No, because the population is way different now too. That's not even a fair assessment. Because there's way more people to see movies nowadays too. That would even be off.
What? No. You still have a choice to see or not to see a movie. It doesn't matter how many extra people there are.
Yeah, all right.
There's a lot of
Nice try.
There's a lot of factors besides just inflation that can never really be taken into account. So once you start opening up that door, it's like, okay, well, you might as well open up the other 75 doors that we can't quantify. So
True. When you want to get all semantical.
Yeah. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I forgot it. It made close to $1 billion worldwide. All right. I forget. It's I can only claim it to be human.
Yeah, no one would believe anything else. I mean,
Oh yeah. I feel like Chapter 2 won't be as good as the first, but still decent. I mean, that's the case with the original. That's an uphill battle, and I
well,
didn't
even
read
the book, you hear everybody that's fanatics of the book, they always say the first half of the book is so much better than the second half. So it's got even the source material is kind of a downgrade. So they have to. They
well,
have
but the book though, the book isn't separated into kids and adults. The book goes back and forth every chapter.
Oh.
So yeah, the book is structured differently. I know that because of fucking Fuego. So
Yeah, you
I'll
know that
take your
because you
word
were
for it.
fucking
the Stephen
Fuego.
King master. Yeah, no, it goes. It actually
Tell me
starts.
more about it.
The book starts, I believe, as adults.
We had
Or no,
discussions
the first scene of the
post-coitus.
book is the Georgie scene, but then it goes to the adults. So it's adults, kids, adults, kids, adults, kids through the whole book.
Well, the miniseries did that. It was predominantly kids in the first half, but
Yeah,
you know,
the miniseries was more true to the telling of the book than the current movies are.
That second half is a fucking chore. A chore.
I'm excited. I don't care. The It movie could be 4 hours, and I would fucking sit there happy
Oh yeah.
the whole
too.
time. I loved that first one so much.
Oh, the
and
first.
it's-
Yeah.
I mean, so many people were like, the CG, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck you, dude. None of you saw that projector scene coming. Like, that shit scared the fuck out of me when it was garage-sized Pennywise crawling after your ass.
I'm one of those.
Me. That got
I'm
me.
one of-
I loved it.
I'm one of those where the CG did bug me in that movie. As much as I enjoyed it, because I'm such a defender, I guess, nowadays. You have to be of Tim Curry's Pennywise, where he literally just had himself. It bugged me. Besides all the cool shit that Skarsgård's able to do physically, it bugged me how much had to be CGI in the new one. Like when his mouth opened up at the very beginning, that bugged me. I was like, oh god, no, because it was the director of Mama, and that was the thing I was worried about. I was like, please don't tell me he's going to go full on Mama with this movie, and he did a little bit. It was a drop in the bucket because I said everything else was pretty damn good, but that was one thing that bugged me about the first one.
I do agree with you on that, but I gotta say, even the non-CG moments, I just enjoyed Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise more than I enjoyed Tim Curry's Pennywise. Because Bill Skarsgård looked like something masquerading as a clown like he should be, whereas Tim Curry was a clown with evil intentions. Like, I know it's a thin line, but that's the difference for me. And I'm always going to take, like, I was more scared by Bill Skarsgård's, and I saw that at, 37, even though I saw it when I was a kid. And see, Killer Clowns is what made me scared of clowns, not it. So that's the kind of clown that fucks me up. And so actually the newer Pennywise had a little bit of imagery that was closer to the Killer Clowns than was to the old Tim Curry clown. So I attach to it way more. The Tim Curry clown is just too much sideshow clown with sharp teeth to me. I don't know.
And see, and it all depends on where you come from too, because I've said it ad nauseum on my channel doing reviews. There's only 2 characters that ever scared me as a kid. Like, I was the type where nothing scared me. From 4 years old on, nothing ever scared me. Pennywise, Tim Curry's Pennywise, and Zelda from the original Pet Sematary are the only characters that ever fucked with me. So when you have that
from the game,
no. So when you take that into account, that Tim Curry's Pennywise was the first thing that could ever really get under my skin, and I grew up with that and kind of appreciating his performance for that, and then you give me a guy who's very, very aided by computers, that's kind of where I go into it. You can call it baggage, I guess, but I walked into it and I'm going, this is cool, this is scary, this is creepy. It's definitely more monster masquerading as a clown, like you say, but to me, Tim Curry scared the fuck out of me with just himself and makeup, versus Bill Skarsgård, who does have cool things that he can do with his eye and everything like that, but he's got a lot more tools at his disposal.
Can you put yourself in the mind frame of you as a kid if you had seen them both as a child, keeping in mind the eye thing, keeping in mind Skarsgård's delivery? Which do you think would have unnerved you more as a kid, though? That eye thing really would have fucked me up as a kid by itself, even.
I think it still would have been Tim Curry, because, like I said, there was nothing that really scared me. Like Chucky, Freddy, all that, they were always a little bit too, I don't know how to say it, they were always a little too fantastical to ever really make me feel like it was real, where Tim Curry literally felt like somebody that you could walk down a dark alley and he's like, don't you want it? You know what I mean? Something like that. So I think that fucked with me more as a kid than somebody that, unfolds themselves like a slinky coming out of a thing where I'm like, oh, that's obviously a movie thing.
Yeah, but his movement, though, when he started approaching Eddie, right, where he takes this big step and then, like, does this kind of showman.
No, I loved it. Like I said,
that was fucking great.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm not bitching about it. I'm just
has to be taken into account. That's a Skarsgård thing. That's not a Curry thing.
Okay, I'm still saying Tim Curry would have scared me more. We're just having
a discussion, brother. That's all.
I know.
The things that got the things that scared me, that actually, the only things that I can say really genuinely frightened me, the only way I can quantify that, I would say, are the things that followed me into my dreams. And so the only 2 things I can remember actually following me into my dreams, there's 3 things that followed me into my dreams: Freddy, Jaws, and Tremors. Jaws and Tremors more so than anything else. Freddy occasionally, but I always escaped from Freddy. Jaws and Tremors, I always had a hard time because I grew up here in Arizona surrounded by desert. So Tremors landed big time for me. And then Jaws, because it's the reason I hate any massive amount of water that I can't see to the bottom of.
Same.
So those things. So I understand if Curry was one of those for you. I get it.
It was.
It
was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still remember I had a nightmare that Pennywise was chasing me around a supermarket. And nobody would fucking help me. Assholes.
Right?
Clown chasing around a kid. Everybody's just like,
standers-by are worthless. Dice, do you have anything that got into your nightmares like those?
Well,
Retirement.
I will. Yeah. I will preface this by saying, as a kid, I actively avoided anything even remotely horror-like. And look where we are now. But
Yeah.
there were a few things that I can remember. I have yet to see the Jaws movie, but
The Jaws? There's 4 of them, Dice.
the first one, the original,
You
the very
idiot.
first,
The
the only one that's worth seeing.
the Jaws.
The Jaws.
But the reason why Bruce somehow still managed to scare the absolute shit out of me, and still does, is because of the Universal Studios tour ride which I was on at the age of 4. Didn't know about Jaws. Leaned over the edge of the boat
Oops.
and saw Jaws. That was fun.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's a pretty good
that's
start.
a scarring moment. Thanks. And
Thanks, Universal, not Disney.
Yeah.
Shit.
How dare you?
That will be an interesting.
Nice pussy, Cecil.
Right? I know how to handle it.
And you leave it hairy too. That's good.
Mm-hmm. I'm a 70s guy when it comes to that.
Apologies, Dice. I forget.
I was distracted by the cat myself.
This is just Thorn.
Thorn.
It's just
Thorn's 5 months old. He's young.
Oh.
I've never dreamed about a horror movie character. I haven't either, but when I was young, and I would stay with my grandparents, they had a dark basement, and the light would only light at the top for some stupid reason. The light was at the top of the stairs, but you couldn't see down the steps.
Ooh, yeah.
And it reminded me of the end of, the third act of Friday the 13th final chapter when Jason's downstairs and the guy's like, oh, he's killing me. Like, first of all, that dialogue is just so strange.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah. Thank you for describing.
That's not what you would yell?
No.
Not,
I would just
ouch,
be like, fuck!
ouch, this hurts. Please stop doing that. Ah, he's
Your
killing
mom was
me.
a whore! Not the balls!
I think I left the car running. Oh. But no, like that scene, like whenever I would have to go down the stairs, I would think about A, Jason at the bottom, B, when he breaks through the steps and grabs what's her tits' foot. So that wasn't a dream. That was just a psych out thing because I watched
subliminal fear.
Because I was 6 watching Friday the 13th final chapter like a champion. You guys could approve these messages held for review.
I've been doing them.
All right.
I've given up.
What did we miss?
Nightmare fuel from a non-horror movie.
Oh, there's tons.
Ooh, I got one.
I got one too. You first, Dice.
Okay. The fireman clown from the Brave Little Toaster.
Oh my god, that's even more extreme than mine.
Wow.
The Brave Little Toaster had some fucked shit, man.
I would say the orange dudes in Labyrinth that took their own fucking heads off.
I haven't
tried to pull yours
seen
off.
that.
Those things scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Not too child friendly. No.
Nobody's going to talk about Willy Wonka, huh?
All
Oh
right,
my
fine.
god, that tunnel scene made me scared to ever do acid without knowing acid was.
Cody, you got one?
I don't. Like I said,
All right.
the only things that ever jumped out of movies and went into my nightmares was Zelda and Tim Curry's Pennywise. That's the list, and it stops there.
Never get out of bed again.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
not that
tell me.
dumb waiter shit from the new one.
Yo, I bought it like a fucking idiot. I don't know
So did I.
why. And then watched it again. I'm like, no, this is shit. This is shit.
I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to watching it again, but I'm waiting for Black Friday to buy it.
Yeah.
That's
not
what I do with most horror movies that I know I'm not going to watch again in the next year. I'll just be like, I'll just wait for Black Friday.
Boob sweat leads to pearl necklaces. That was clickbait. Don't worry about it. If you
It
rewind, I gotcha. I was sent some sort of, I don't know, the YouTuber equivalent of a Nigerian prince email requesting me to sell my channel, and I was quite intrigued and thought I'd open up a discussion about it. And now we're just like off the rails talking about anything.
So do you.
And, yeah. So, and if you watch the whole stream, man, you're gonna be taken on a ride.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Thinking back.
Sir, you almost had a YouTube sugar daddy, you fool.
No, I had to sell my shit.
I know, right?
Yeah,
That's-
I'm guessing the next step would have been, all right, so give us your password and then we'll give you the information for the bank or whatever. And
you sell it, and then he gets to 100,000 subscribers by next month.
Yeah, that would hurt. That like that.
Just keeps
that,
doing showbiz only.
That would hurt more. I could say other things, but I will refrain.
Don't.
It's an amazing
Don't
show
do
of
that.
will, sir.
Well, you could bring back past members, and then suddenly it would be successful. That would be interesting.
No, you
Oh.
could. I know it would.
Give us your routing and account number. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
The last 4 digits of your mommy's credit card.
Mother's maiden name.
Yes.
Who
We
is
need to
Black
talk
Friday?
to you about your.
What?
Who's Black what?
Black Friday is the Friday after Thanksgiving. It's the biggest sale day of the year in America.
Oh, Zachary wouldn't know that, would he?
It's what
It's
we
actually
like to
it's
call...
Black Thursday at this point. I mean, let's just be
No
honest.
shit. Just call it
Dude.
fucking Black Thanksgiving at this point.
Yeah, yeah, and we're not really family people. We went. It was like, okay, Best Buy opens at 5, so off
Yeah.
to
That
Best
shit
Buy
used
we
to
go.
suck. I was a manager at Target for I was a
I used to work at
electronics
Best Buy.
guy for I was electronics guy for almost 1 year. Then I was a manager for a little over 3 years. But every year I did Black Friday, it would get pushed earlier and pushed earlier. And what sucked is if you had to work it. Like, say people bitch about like, oh fuck, I got to get there at 5 or I got to get there 4:30 to get in line. Well, yeah, everybody that's working had to get there at like 3.
Yeah.
So it's you're scarfing down your fucking plate on the way out the door while you're putting your shoes on, and
Yeah.
Billy, eat your turkey, let's go!
Yeah, I
Used
did
to
a
suck.
3 to 3 once. That was fun.
every year I did it, I would do something different. The first year I closed, which was the worst because you had to clean up all this shit. Then the year after that, I was there.
Wait. Closed Thursday or closed Friday? Closed Thursday.
Closed Friday. At this point, it wasn't pushed to Thursday yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I had to come in after it all day had been shopped and then clean it up before we could leave. Then the year after that, it got pushed to Thursday evening, and I came in from I got there at probably 5, but it was like 6 or 7 when it opened up to midnight. So you'd work that shift, and then you'd go home and come back at 8 in the morning and work all day. And then I basically did that type of shift for the next 2 years, but it would always get pushed an hour earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, your sleep gets fucked in those couple of days.
Oh, dude, the first year I did that too. I was so, I don't know, my energy was through the roof from running around and chasing everybody around that night. And then I went shopping after I clocked out at midnight, grabbed the Blu-rays and shit that I wanted, and went home, which was about a 45-minute drive. I ended up not being able to sleep, and I just pulled an all-nighter and then went back to work. You want to talk about the longest 8 hours of my life the next
Oh.
day.
And you're probably busier than yeah.
Do you have any more of those, 70-inch flat screens for $150 in the back? No.
You are 9 hours late, sir. You're gonna have to.
I used to always laugh too because it would always be some fucked up off-brand that nobody's ever heard of,
yeah.
Invisalign TVs, and then you would get people from February to April trying to return that shit. And we're like, sorry.
I think
Yeah.
Apex is one of those. 'cause
Yeah.
I got an Apex.
Tagamachi, 75 inches, full HD. Oh,
Yeah.
that Tagamachi.
Tagamachi.
Let me There's no remote in this
Isn't
box.
that
What
the
fuck?
Digipet thing? Tagamachi?
Oh yeah, that might be.
Oh my
That's the
gosh.
sister company.
No.
sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Cody.
Listexia.
Cody corrected me. He knows.
I was like, I know that sounds familiar, and I was, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was a '90s kid. That shit was hot.
Don't forget Furbies.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were a hot thing. Yeah, you know what? That used to be the thing with Christmas season, like the hot toy. That's not a thing anymore. It's just fucking.
Not really, no.
It's just
No.
chaos.
It's just, I don't know what this is, but I'm sure that my grandson will love it.
The closest thing to it would
Phones.
be the new iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People go way too crazy for Black Friday. Back when we had Blockbuster Video. Watch a video on British people shopping on Black Friday.
Is it more pleasant than here?
I
be interesting.
imagine it's just people drinking tea,
And,
sharing stories.
and
Bring
Are
in
you
the
aware-
resident British expert, please.
yeah. Do you have headphones on? She can't hear me.
Oh.
She just shuts me out. Hi. Hi there.
She just shuts me out. Hi.
Black Friday in England. Describe it?
Well, it was a sad day.
She's never
Bunch of
seen it
men were
happen.
Aha.
Yeah, it's a day where 400 soldiers were murdered.
Yeah.
It's about Primark. They have these. They're like Old Navy, basically.
Uh-huh.
They had these special Beauty and the Beast porcelain collectible Mrs. Potts things.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well-
there
well-
was a bit of a hubbub because the staff were keeping like 5 or so each for themselves.
Compare it to your experience last year at Best Buy.
From what I saw, yeah, it was a bit of a zoo.
Which?
Just people
It-
everywhere.
Best Buy. America's worse than England.
I think. Again, I don't.
I think. I'm asking.
My first real experience of it was in the US, so I can't really.
Oh, so she has no experience in England, so that.
Good. Glad you brought her
That's a
over.
good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
I have no experience of anything whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You good for soda?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for burning 2 minutes of these people's time. There's 4 people. God knows how many people watching.
Yeah, I'll go commit seppuku now.
Man, you're getting bad in your old age.
White Tim is wondering if Boxing Day is supposed to be like Black Friday over there.
Boxing Day is where, like, it's reverse. Boxing Day is, like, they give shit back. It's like that's like the true spirit of Christmas. They they get presents and then they give stuff that
We just call that returning things here.
Called
Well, no,
regifting.
they give it to other people.
I don't need a fucking toaster. What the hell kind of bullshit is this?
You know,
Thank you,
iPhone
Aunt Deborah,
6.
for this lovely
Fuck
sweater. You can have
this.
it back.
Here you go, homeless boy. This is an iPhone 6. I don't have the plug though, so you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, I kept the charger. I needed it.
Well, they don't have Thanksgiving in England. Well, yeah, they don't have a lot of shit. Denmark is starting to celebrate Halloween,
Aha.
and that's not their thing either. So, Europe is starting to commercialize a lot of our stupid shit.
Dude,
Let
there's
them have their
there's
plastic
places in the
pumpkins.
country that I want to go to specifically experience certain holidays there. Like, I want to go someplace that would be really kick-ass for Christmas. I want to go to the east side of the country for Halloween, up in, like, the Salem area, the people that really fucking deck their whole fucking shit out, like, I want to experience just one holiday in each place that does that.
Would you say you want to go where the people are?
I want to go where the people are. I want to see them celebrate holidays.
Believe in the hype. There's an easy way around that. You wait until the store opens at 10 o'clock, and then you order it online and have it sent to you. I know a lot of times when you go to pre-order those steelbooks, it says in-store only. As soon as the store opens the day of release, that changes.
No shit.
Food for thought.
He's found
Maybe
it.
not always. Maybe
That's
not always.
my problem.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
not always, but anytime that I've tried to do it where I'm like, fuck, I'm not getting to Best Buy today. I'll look online as soon as the store opens, maybe even a little bit before, and I can pre-order it and get it sent
No
to me.
shit.
Or you can get it just sent to the counter and you can go whenever the fuck you want for the next week and they'll hold it.
My store doesn't do store pickup, and you can't pre-order, and my store
Well, you
gets
didn't-
dick.
But you got fucked.
I don't get the whole steelbook thing. It's just the '90s foil covers for comic books to me. It's like
I'm sorry.
it
Show us
doesn't-
your comic book collection again, Cecil. You want to talk about?
I
You
did
don't
not
get-
buy a bunch of '90s foil covers, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay. What do you have on your wall now? What
Which one?
just artwork, just aimless artwork for the sake of being a fan.
How dare you, sir? It
Did
looks
you miss
nice.
the point of what I was saying?
Yeah. No. It's the people are enthusiasts of the art, the specific art of
I
the.
don't buy alternate covers for comics either. Like I just don't understand exterior packaging. I mean I get why people would do it. I just never found the value in it myself, so I never bothered with the steelbooks and stuff.
I don't bother with all of them. There's some people that will buy whatever Best Buy releases, and sometimes I think that the regular cover looks better. But but the ones that,
Overlord.
yeah, the ones that I like that are a really cool design, I'll usually buy those.
Yeah.
They're usually like $15 more or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah, they're
Well, I always
4K
buy
too.
4K anyway.
Oh.
But when you get the Steelbook, it's usually what, $2-3 difference.
Fair enough. I actually just finally got an Xbox One X, so I have a reason to get 4K stuff now. So
That's what I have.
Giddy up. Giddy up.
I just ordered my first.
Wait a minute.
and
Why are we
I-
not Xbox people? Is there a reason you don't want to be my buddy on Xbox?
I mean,
I never use my Xbox for anything but 4Ks. Honestly, if I could get a 4K machine, I wouldn't even use it at all. I fucking hate the Xbox.
I agree,
It
especially with the
pisses me-
movies.
Yeah, it pisses me the fuck off that my Xbox just randomly turns on when I turn my TV on if it's the last thing I used. And there's no way that I can find to turn that shit off on the TV or the Xbox. So I'll get pissed. I'll turn it on to go to Netflix and my Xbox turns on. I'm like, fuck, now I gotta get up. So
Do you
I
have
have
a
to go over and
receiver?
turn it off.
Do you have a home theater receiver?
No.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
And if you mute something on the Xbox long enough, the receiver turns off, thinking, "Oh, well, we're not," because it's got like an auto, like a power save feature, and just because it's muted only on the Xbox, it does this. If it's muted for like 20 seconds, the receiver says, "Nah, we're done," off.
Yeah.
What the? I was taking a piss. What are you doing?
Yep. Beyond that, I just gaming wise, I've always liked PS4's or PlayStation's exclusives way more.
those games are way better.
Can you tell the difference with the naked eye? Probably not, but specification wise, they do have the better graphics in PS4. Not that it matters; they both look the same to me. But Xbox, the other thing that pisses me the fuck off whenever I used to play a lot of it is that you have to download that entire goddamn game onto your hard drive. And it takes like 2 hours. Like you get your
80
game, then you got to
gigs,
download the whole thing.
And then the update, you're like, "What the update? You just fucking what update?"
PlayStation does the same thing. You still gotta install the games on your PlayStation.
Yeah, but not the entire fucking thing. You have to install a little bit. You put the disc in, and Xbox, that would be a cool feature if you installed it and then didn't have to use the disc anymore. But you still got to put the damn disc in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's like 80 gig a file. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you have
PlayStation,
to
you still gotta
install-
use the disc too, though. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
You're not putting as
but
much information on the hard drive, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
With
okay.
PlayStation, you have to install a certain amount of the software to run, and you put the disc in to play it. With Xbox, it's basically the entire fucking game you have to install on Xbox, but you still have to put the disc in. So the only silver lining to that would be, oh, well, I can install it, then it's just on there. I never have to put the disc in. I can just have a digital library, but you still have to get up and find the disc. So
Cody,
you'll install 4 games.
You
Well,
and I are going to have a little Skype figure session because
The
there's
the
something
reason I
about
brought
your
it up
box.
is because I purchased my first Blu-ray 3D today. I bought Godzilla
Welcome
King
to
of the Monsters.
2008, buddy. What the fuck?
Fuck you. Well, what 3D do I have, motherfucker? Like it's not
Blu-ray
like
3D? Do they even make those anymore?
3D Blu-rays. Yeah. Well,
Really?
yeah. Well, what else are you gonna be? I didn't see a 4K 3D. So I bought a fucking Blu-ray 3D of it because someone posted, a friend of mine on Facebook posted that they watched Avengers Endgame, the 3D Blu-ray, on their PSVR. And they said that the PSVR version of 3D is better than the in-theater experience of 3D. So I purchased Godzilla King of the Monsters in 3D to see if that's true. Because if it is, that'd be fun. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, it's so big, the screen's right in front of you, and if it's 3D, I'm really excited to test it out because I've had a PSVR for a year. I've never once used it to watch a movie, so I'm interested to check it out and see how that works. But I mean, what the person said was it's so much more immersive than even being in the theater. So I'm really excited about it.
I have a 3D TV. That's the first TV I bought on my own.
Yeah.
And it's just, even without the VR and shit, the 3D at home was so much better than 3D in the theaters because it just has
Really?
more depth to it. Yeah, in my opinion.
Do you just have to wear glasses still too?
Yeah, you have to wear glasses, but it's a depth that it brings. It's not like a 3D like gimmicky effect that actually kind of makes the movie have depth to it. So yeah, I bought quite a few. Avengers was one of the first ones. There was a Top Gun 3D. There was Predator 3D. Like all these older movies, I was like, oh shit! So I'd buy those and watch.
I would get the Jurassic Park 3D. That actually got a theatrical.
I got that one
release.
too. Yeah,
Is that good?
Yeah, I got that one too. I remember it being good. Yeah, it's been years since I've watched a 3D because my 3D TV got moved into my recording room, so 4K is now in the.
I didn't know how the 3D TV would work, but I'm really interested to see how the PSVR works because man, if it literally just puts the movie like right in front of you and the 3D is going on around you and shit, that'd be pretty fucking dope.
Dice, what do you do a lot of game streams? What are you on a computer strictly? Dice, we lose Dice.
Uh-oh.
She fell asleep in front of the computer.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, for those of you watching, I'm trying to get Dice involved. So she did say that the computer was giving her a little issue. So anyway, it's so hard when you can't see their face that if they're skipping or what. So it's yeah, Cody, when we're I'd like to do a test run because there's something about your box just keeps switching and it's
that sounds hot.
Mm-hmm.
Does it do that every time that we stream where it kind of resizes itself?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's really kind of pissing me off.
It's just me?
It's just you.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I would like that fixed. I certainly would imagine you would like that fixed for your channel.
Yes.
yeah. So
I
we're
don't
gonna
know
have
if did that happen when we do the compendiums or whatever? Has that happened?
No, because it was just us two. So
so whenever it's
where there's multiples. Yeah. I just want to do a test run before we.
Yeah.
For 1,000 reasons. But that's personal stuff. Sorry, guys. We're just doing business out in the open. Okay. Gotta love those who fall asleep. Dice had enough of your shit. Man, yeah. Cody's got a big box. Hey, keeps getting large and small. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. His. Yep, and now it went large. There's something about it that I can't. I don't understand.
Cody's box has always been unwieldy, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Can't contain me.
It's why don't we think of one little final topic to send us off because we've been going 3 hours?
It's a while at this point.
yeah. It's
you maintain though. Good on you, man. You got good viewership pretty much the whole time. So.
Oh shit, it's getting dead. Pedophiles. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's been at least 30 and as much as 40. Yeah, it's been steady. Even when we were getting a little dark and dirty.
Yeah.
Guys in the chat, why don't you pick something hardy to talk about and we'll.
Can I ask a question to both of you guys? I know I might have asked you guys this in the interview, but I'm curious if it might have changed. If you guys now knowing where the movie business is at in the horror community, if you could reboot a franchise and you had complete creative control, what would you do? CP, it can't be as easy as Friday the 13th, can it?
No.
Okay. So go ahead. Think about that for a minute. I'd love to get your guys'
Cody, do you have one? Because I might
not right away. No.
All right.
Dice.
I mean, obviously,
Any
if I had to
chances
pick, I would. If I had to pick, I would do Nightmare just because I'm selfish. But
fuck you, Cody. You stay in your lane, motherfucker.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm a little defensive of Nightmare right now.
Evidently. Fuck horror franchise. I just need to reboot it and.
You know what? Well, never mind.
Were you gonna say Laid to Rest?
No, I was actually gonna say Psycho, but Bates Motel is still very fresh, so that one would be kind of a moot point right now.
Sure.
You're the studio head. Why are we doing this? What's the reason to rejuvenate the franchise?
Because there's so many horror franchises out there that started off so strong and have just fizzled, and we know that you both are very talented creative forces in and of yourselves. Cody more than CP. No, I'm just kidding. But gentlemen, if you could just reboot, we'll give you the rights to any franchise you want. Just tell us what would be your idea for it. Tell us why it's going to be better than what they've been doing.
What do you need from this franchise?
Success.
You want multiple movies.
Success, be it successful storytelling, be it multiple movies. There's different measurements of success. So you tell us what you would want. Do you want to be the first artsy Jason movie that makes $100 million? Fine. Tell us what you want. What would be your goal, and for what?
I'm back. What'd I miss?
So am I just
Timing.
You're welcome.
All right. Dice,
So are we
the
just-
question
we
is
just-
this. I'll reiterate the question while these two mokes think about it.
Yeah,
Oh, all right then.
yeah. Maybe
So
Dice
the
has an
question
answer.
is, if good old Mr. Hollywood came to you and said, "Dice Roland, you look like someone we could really get behind. Here's the
Even though you're not on screen.
Yep. You look like a blue screen we could really enjoy. So, why don't you tell us, if you had your druthers and we have the rights to every single horror property out there, what would you reboot and how would you do it to make it different and successful?
Interesting.
Eh.
I think I've tried to think a little bit about this before, but
Damn it, that's what they all said too. They need to think about it.
It's a loaded question to ask off the
Dude.
off the cuff.
You just
Dude.
have instincts.
Yeah, this is one like, hey, I have an idea for a stream tonight in 6 hours. Here's the idea, and then you simmer on it, and then in 6 hours we're like, okay, here it is. Here's plan A, plan B, and plan C.
Well, so
and
go
if that works.
go with your first instinct. Don't necessarily go with the deep thought then, if that's the case.
Well, there's variables. There's many variables. Like, you know what? On a one film hunch, I would remake Scream because teenagers today and the issues they're facing are a lot stranger and a lot more volatile than I mean, I was a teenager for that film. And get deep with it. Get a little. I mean, Halloween 2018, they had that throwaway line. What's the big deal about some guy stabbing 3 people? Have Scream, and it doesn't have to be a slasher. Have Scream be some dude who. I mean, you need a mask, I guess, right? If it's going to be a horror franchise, maybe it's just some dude who torments a school. Do they have to shoot a school up? No, but
Well, it was so cell phones, or so it was so phone centric. You have to fold in the role of cell phones in this new iteration. You'd have to.
Mhm.
So how does he use it? Does he use text to distract people and then come up and stab them through the fucking temple while they're texting back or some shit like that? You know what I mean?
No, I'm going dark. I'm going dark and
that's
pretty hardcore with it. Scream. So, does a school shooting lives? Calls in a threat to a school, and then does it at another one, and then same thing. 2 killers, and they're wondering. I mean, it's a bit serious. It's a bit hardcore, but I think the best horror is when they're kind of touching on some shit that's. I mean, maybe it doesn't have to be that on the nose, but something where somebody's wiping a bunch of people out and there's just
That'd be
no
a
control.
fucked up scene. The opening scene, right, is the kids of a school go on a fire drill because someone's called in a bomb threat.
Yeah, just
and it turns out that they've actually rigged, because it's kids in the school, they've actually rigged where all the kids filter out to. And then they blow that shit up and they kill everyone in the place
or just a fucking sniper rifle, just picking them off one by one.
Whatever, yeah. I mean, if they know the actual inner workings and the, filing out of the school procedure, and they rig that, like that would be nowadays Scream.
That's
You're
what
right.
that's what I'm
disturbing.
saying. The problem with it is it's not fun horror. That's like
right. Now it's closer to Heathers than it is to funny horror.
I need to re-see Heathers. I don't remember Heathers the same way.
Dude, Heathers was dark shit.
All right, I need to re-see, because I watched Thoroughbreds, and I vaguely remember vague references where it felt Heathersy. But all right. I'm gonna
Heathers is a lot
Heathers.
darker than Thoroughbreds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
It's more
all right.
comedic and more playful than Thoroughbreds, but it's more dark overall.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
answer is it might not surprise too many people, but my answer is actually going to be Phantasm because it's a very love or hate franchise that, especially now that they really shit the bed with the fifth film, which was supposed to bring everything together and explain everything, and I didn't do any of that. I think that if I was to be in charge and reboot Phantasm, I would take the direction of Phantasm 2, which is the most mainstream, probably the most beloved overall as far as mainstream audiences, and I would build the franchise from there. I would keep a little bit of that cerebral aspect of the first one, and I would go more action, a little bit more gore fest like they did in the second one, and have more fun with it, and not be so cerebral with it, and actually make like a more crowd pleasing version of Phantasm, since the cerebral thinking man's version of Phantasm couldn't even bring it home.
Has anybody seen Banana Splits or Critters Attack?
I have Banana Splits in my Xbox ready to watch whenever this is done. I'm going to play a Switch game while I'm fucking forcing that upon myself because we have to review it tomorrow. Fuego's going to watch it.
Yeah, Emily and I have been thinking about doing a live watch, but we can't
No
get
one knows.
ourselves to fucking watch.
It's the failed Five Nights at Freddy's script, and it's
M's
stupid
big
because it
fat-
doesn't make any sense. They're supposed to be mechanical, but they're so clearly humans in suits. It's just such a disconnect. I don't give a shit.
Dice, do you have an answer for the question yet?
Yes, but nobody told me that Cody could read minds and stole mine.
Oh, Phantasm, huh?
So I'm brace yourself, everybody. I'm going to reluctantly pick Phantom of the Paradise, but updated.
Oh, shocker!
I know.
Is it Dice? Are we talking
No,
about Phantom of the
I know.
Paradise?
But I say reluctantly because it's very much a 70s charm thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would hesitate very heavily on trying to do anything with it myself if I had the chance.
Yeah, but that's that's Cecil's deal.
Yeah, the point is you want to pick something that you think you can make better.
Right. I mean, I would absolutely put my best effort into it, and I do have ideas.
Well, but you're picking something you love a lot. Pick something that maybe you think could be improved if it had been done better in a way that maybe you could see being done better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is where I came from it, because I'm passionate about Phantasm, but I see all the flaws, and I'm like, in hindsight,
it's
you could fix this. Yeah.
See, mine would probably be at this point, because so many things that I love have been rebooted. Mine would probably be I would actually like to reboot Tremors in a serious way. I think there's something to be said. Again, I still think that's one of the scariest things because it's basically Jaws on land. You can't get away from these fucking things unless you're on rocks or concrete. I think that there's something there, and I would love to reboot Tremors because it went so off the rails after the first two, and so.
Yeah. No real. Daniel, anybody seen Vox Lux yet? The opening school shooting scene is pretty terrifying. Well, now I'll watch that just for that. Thank you. AHS 1984, very Friday the 13th-esque. I agree, Brooke.
I haven't watched that trailer yet. We're
dude. It is to Friday the 13th as Scary Terry is to Freddy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Woof.
Well, so was The Final Girls, but The Final Girls was genius.
Ah, that movie's awesome.
Yeah.
I would say Transformers movies, but Bumblebee made a lot of fans happy. I haven't seen Bumblebee yet.
Bumblebee sucks except for the first 10 minutes, which is the Transformers movie everyone actually wanted to see. Because it took place on Cybertron, and it was all the 80s Transformers fighting.
A Friday where Freddy is innocent and targets parents, not the kids.
Okay.
Wrong franchise, dear.
Being trolled?
Johnny Utah. I am an FBI agent. All right. Well, Well, there. Well, so. I guess so. Nobody. Oh, hello. Leaving the high $5 in the super chat. This has been great, guys. What about a supernatural movie with Jared and Jensen still playing their roles?
Give it 5 years after they quit the show, and I guarantee there'll be talks.
This is the last season, so unless they kill the brothers at the end, then that could definitely happen.
And they won't do that. They're going to give them a half.
They've killed each brother numerous times, so they might do that.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, kill though, not like kill like okay, we'll be back next season. So I think that they're going to have to end that on a high note with all the shit those two guys have been through. But then again, I'm like 4 seasons behind, so you probably know more than I do at this point.
It's actually not been bad the past few seasons. They've gone some interesting.
No, I was a fan of it for the longest time. The only thing that screwed me was I got with Holly and she wanted to start watching it, so I went back to season 1. I made it all the way through to season 10, where Dean becomes a demon at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was season 10.
Yeah, I think so.
So that was the last episode that I watched. Went back to season 1 and tried to rewatch the series with her, but she kind of fell off around season 6.5, and so I kind of got stuck. I was like, okay, well, I can't just put on season 11. You're not going to know what the hell's going on. And then now it's been 4 years. So,
so you got, okay.
That's Emily with The Sopranos.
You can actually, if that's what you remember, picking up with Demon Dean is actually a very easy thing. It's because that's the focus of the first 4 episodes of that season, and then it does its own thing, and it gets really cool because they bring in God in season 11, and season 11 was the best season I think the show's ever had. So you were right there, and fucking when God comes into it, because it's like this whole show, it's always demon this and angels and all this, but we've never seen God. When we finally see the reveal of God and who he is, and it turns out that he's actually been a part of the series the whole time, it's fucking great, dude. It's the show like ramps up. It's great.
Cool. I've been saying I need to get back onto it. It's just hard to. It's so hard to watch a show and know that she's not going to be into it because she has no idea what the fuck's going on. I feel like I'm selfish. I'm like, well, there's 24 more episodes just in this season, so strap in.
Yeah.
Joker reactions, talk about that for a bit. You guys kind of did for a little bit, right?
Yeah, everybody's blowing the hell out of it. They're like, oh my God, best thing ever. Which I'm glad for it. I'm not saying I doubt it, but especially with DC stuff, and I hope that it's right because I am a DC fan, we hear the same song and dance every single time. Batman v Superman, everybody raved about it, got a standing ovation, everything. That movie comes out, everybody's like, ooh, wow. So Joker, I have more faith in it than probably a lot of people did, especially early on, but I'm not hyping myself up for it. Yeah. I'm not going to, I'm not walking into this expecting it to be my favorite movie of the last 5 years.
Yeah, 2019's been a year of hype
of meh.
And letdown for me with a lot of movies.
Yeah. Me too.
I haven't watched the trailer, but it will be front-loaded on Show Business on Monday, so I'll obviously watch it by then. I don't know if either of the other two have seen it and or want to talk about it. Dude, why are you juggling a knife? What are you
Because I'm having
doing
fun with it. Which movie are you talking about? I can tell you if Fuego's seen it yet.
Joker. I'm not. I don't care about if.
The trailer. Yeah, no. Well, he reacted to the trailer on his channel too. So yeah, he'll be able to talk about it.
You shithead, you.
What?
How do you feel about it? I know what Monday's Monday. I'm talking about you and Dice. Joker trailer. What do you got? Anything?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, there's one.
I think there's one
Cecil.
unnerving shot in the whole movie where Joker is like bent over and like twisting his head up with the white paint on. I think it's going to be interesting, but I don't know. I've never been the biggest Joaquin Phoenix fan. I don't deny his talent, but he's just never been one of my favorites. But he does look like he's bringing something different to the role. I also don't like the fact that it's basically a King of Comedy remake with the Joker. So I don't know. I've got a lot of feelings about it. I'm just going to wait until I see the movie and judge it based on that.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Dice, since nobody can see, what you got? What you got coming up on your channel?
Nope, wait. For a brief moment, my mind decided to reboot. Hold on. Actually, I have a couple of things that I believe I can speak on, but one big, big project that I can't and don't want to say anything just yet because it's very, very early in stages right now.
Yo, why is half this stream with people who's got secrets that can't talk about anything?
Well, I can tell you a good bit, though. I've
Uh,
got some reviews coming up.
Okay.
I've got a review on Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Okay.
I have a review on Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah, oh, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Okay.
And for October, I'm hoping.
October.
Yes, I planned this early, so I'm hoping to be able to go with the plan that I have. That is a review every Wednesday for the entire month, including the original Halloween, the Halloween that almost wasn't, Night of the Demons, and a couple other that I'm still deciding on.
I'm gonna be the anti-horror YouTuber and ask the stupid question. Why is October like the month that everybody just decides to just go fucking bonkers with their content?
That's when our powers are at its strongest.
Like I'm gonna fucking do 55 movies in October because fuck.
For whatever reason, that's when, like, if you're a horror focused channel, that's your Christmas, basically. Like, that's when it's like if you were Sean Chandler's month was Avengers month. Like, October's Avengers month for us. It doesn't even have to be shit that's relevant. So you could just people tend to look up horror shit in October.
I got my thing in 2 weeks, so that's something.
We have a big announcement in October this year, but there's a anniversarial reason for that. So
Uh-oh.
For fuck's sake. Do you have anything recent that you can tell us, or upcoming that you can tell us about, Cecil?
we will be continuing our thing comic book reviews. There's still, I think, a couple more episodes of that. Got a couple of cool horror hauls coming up, including a special unboxing associated with the Lock and Key series, which is getting a Netflix series next year. Bunch of Patreon reviews coming up, and that's about it.
Cody.
I've got First Blood Part 2 dropping on Monday with Sean Chandler. We're doing those every Monday until the new one comes out. Then I have Psycho 4 and the remake coming out at some point within the next week and a half, probably. I'm trying to line those up with Brian, too, so we'll see how that works out. A couple more franchises that I have to build up and market and then start reviewing for something happening in October. You might have heard of it. We got our stream hopefully in a week, depending on how all of our schedules line up.
Erection. I'm just getting erect at the thought. That's all.
You know, I was about to say I didn't want to.
Of course, It Chapter 2 that'll either be Thursday night or Friday at some point.
I might ask you guys to take part the following Monday. Have a big "What the fuck did we just watch?" special edition of Show Business.
Cool.
Big It party.
Yeah.
And that should be mostly it for the most part that I can think of.
Yeah. So Emily and I, Emily has shot. This is a Patreon. I don't. It may come out eventually, but this is a Patreon fueled thing where we reached a threshold and we're doing a scene from a film. I am wearing dreads and acting like a wigger.
So it's not Titanic.
It's not Titanic.
Oh, it's clearly True Romance.
You dick. You fucking dick. Yes. So we are doing that. That's on Patreon. $1 gets you access to it, and that should be up this week. Also, the Patreon Skype stream will be happening this weekend, coming up, and then there's Show Business on Monday, which is every week, and you'll probably see me on Cody's stream, which is officially titled, right? We're officially a top stream, right? Is that
correct?
Official? Okay,
that is official.
All right. So, and then Brooke got it too. Jesus. All right. So if you want to watch Emily and I reenact the exchange between a partial exchange because we don't have a swinging light, so I couldn't replicate that part. So we kind of trimmed it and we made it cute. We made it funny. The envelope, some lines are altered, but we had fun with it. That was one of the things that people wanted. So we're doing that, and the stream where all patrons can take part. That'll be next weekend or a week from today. And other than that, other shit. So thank you, Cecil, for taking the long ride. Thank you, Cody, for joining in when we were talking about pedophiles, just so we know where your head is at. and thank you, Dice, for just being a disembodied voice.
Someone has to. You're welcome.
All right, so that does it. 3 hours and a half of streaming.
Nice.
Have yourself a merry little September. Oh, August is over. It's